Act 2, Deus Devictus. Chapter 5, The Long March. It's been 2 days since the reformation of the United Allies of Cyrene. When you awaken in the morning, the mood in Stone's Throw is wildly different than any other day you've been there. Despite the now confirmed return of Scala and an attempted takeover of the government, the tension has broken in the city. That heaviness, the pressure in the city seems to have lifted. People are no longer clustering to their parts of the city. They are walking all around, intermingling once again. Hell's Hold again has people of all different backgrounds working and patronizing it. Underneath it, however, is resilience and a recognition of what is to come. There is a major calm before the storm happening. However, as the whispers and silence awaken to a new world elsewhere on Terrasen, others are awakening to their own events.
Oh no.
With a loud crack, Soraya stumbles back and falls to the ground. She grunts out in pain, her left eye already swelling shut as she spits out blood on the ground. She tries to push herself back up to her feet, but exhaustion has begun to overtake her, and she falls flat on her face. "Get up," demands a voice. She winces, bracing a hand underneath her and trying to push back up. But before she can, an armored boot connects to her side and knocks her onto her back. The tip of a sword presses against her throat, and she opens her eyes to wearily look up at the Red Lady. The goddess glares down at her. "This is all you have? You want to help them? You want to help her? And this is all you have to give?" Soraya grits her teeth before finally choking down a gasp of air. "I'm not a dread demon anymore." And the goddess crosses her arms at that. "Correct. You are not, thanks to her. And as thanks for her faith in you, you will leave her to face what is out there alone?" Soraya growls at the Red Lady withdrawing her sword and turning to leave. Finally, she rolls over onto her side and slams a fist on the ground. With a deep breath, she pushes herself back up to her feet, grabbing her short sword off the ground. "Get back here," she snarls out. The Red Lady turns, raising an eyebrow. Her lips curl up into a smile, and she chuckles as she approaches, finally opening her hand and revealing a locket within. "She put more faith in you than I have ever seen put in a dread demon. Do not make her regret it." Soraya blinks, looking at the locket for a long moment before she takes it. "I won't." Elsewhere on Cyrene. "Halt. You walk in the lands of the forest seer now," said her soft, almost hollow voice. Beg pardon, milady. Have the halfling's watch not always been kith and kin to the knights of the forest?" asked the halfling in return. The woman's lips curled up into a half smile. "Kith and kin. I suppose as close as anyone of this world is, but the knights of the forest are no more. The forest lies cold and in the darkness, the end of all things on its border. For nearly 9 centuries it has stood bastion against Scala, but its long watch will soon end." The halfling nodded, bowing his head politely. "With all due respect, I think the God's Grass may yet have some fight left in her. It frustrated the Dark Queen once before, and she is foolish indeed if she believes it won't again." The druid considered his words for a long moment before smiling. "Perhaps you are right. Yet you did not come here to mince words about the vigor of nature. What brings you to my domain?" Reaching into his cloak, the halfling withdraws a letter and hands it to her. "A knight of the Green Shield bid me bring you this." The serene look vanished off her face, and she quickly takes the letter. "A knight? Young? Handsome? Brave?" she asks, the somewhat unearthly presence about her gone, replaced with a much more human wistfulness. The halfling chuckled at that, crossing his arms. "'Tis not for me to speculate on the tastes of the forest seer, milady, but he seemed pretty enough. As for brave, tough to tell. Brave or stupid. That's him," replied the seer immediately as she tore into the letter and began to read. After a long moment of reading, she chuckled to herself. Very well, then, her voice turning almost ethereal. She makes her way over to a large stump in the ground, turning a glance back at the halfling. Your letter is delivered. I thank you and the watch. She kneels down in front of the stump and places a hand upon it, her eyes beginning to glow white. Do you want me to give him a message back? And at that, she chuckles. He is doing his part to ensure the Dark Queen never returns, and so myself and the God's Grasp Forest will do no less. Her every movement will be frustrated. Her collection of lumber will be thwarted. The fauna she needs to feed her demons will never stop fighting back, and the very land itself will march against her. It was said during the height of our order that the trees themselves could stand against evil, and she is about to be reminded of exactly how true that is. I trust Sir Varys will understand the message when he sees it. And as she sits upon the stump, vines begin to erupt out of the ground around her, encasing and encircling her, protecting her from both light and sound as she slips into her trance. Elsewhere on Serene, in the former headquarters of Lockheed's Inquisition, Martin Sunvale sighed as he sat down next to Yuki on the couch, leaning back and considering his words for a long moment. I am very sorry, Yuki. I wanted you to have as much time with Mother as possible, but it would taste a lie to say I tried my hardest to go to Moonbay as often as I could. Yuki eyes him carefully, seeming to also dance around the words she wanted to say. You didn't want to see me? She asked, and Martin quickly shook his head. Of course I wanted to see you, but... Oh, gods. You were just an infant when your father died. I don't expect you to understand, but... It was hard to watch Mom go like that. Before he can speak again, he's interrupted. Don't tell me how hard it was. You didn't watch. You were never there. You have no idea what it was like. Oh. We're getting rated. Un momento. I always forget to turn this off before we start. Thank you so much for the raid, Nature Claws. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry, we're doing some vignettes as we open up. Your shiny teeth and you. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Where was I? Oh, yeah.
Do they sparkle just like a Christmas tree?
I would think so. Don't tell me how hard it was. You didn't watch. You were never there. You have no idea what it was like. I was there. I watched more of her disappear every day. Alone. By myself. Martin glanced down and nodded. I think the hardest lesson to learn growing up is that the people we think of as perfect aren't. They're fallible. They're selfish. They're foolish. I'm so sorry, Yuki. I'm sorry for my cowardice, for my selfishness, and I promise you that you will never have to handle this alone again. Reaching into his vest pocket, he withdraws a small necklace with a blue teardrop pendant on it. This was our mother's. I think she would be happy to know you have it, he says, and places it into her hand. The younger girl looks at the pendant for a long moment before silently getting up and running off to her room without a word. As she runs off, a knock comes at the door. Sir Sunvale, there's a message here from the Unduar ambassador. The former Inquisitor sighs. Yes, send him in. Elsewhere on Serene, it was dark as they descended down into the cave. How long had they been traveling at this point? It felt like days, weeks even, yet in the pitch black it had probably only been a day. The pressure had changed. They must have been getting pretty deep underground. Finally, the ever-narrowing passage opened up into a massive cavern, and they found themselves face to face with what they had so desperately been seeking, a chance to help her. They practically shook as they approached, so far from home, so far beyond anything they could have ever possibly understood. Ambi, are you sure about this? Asked one of them. The other shook her head. No, Celesta, but I have faith. And they continued onwards. Elsewhere on Serene, the hay today was good. The little girl had gone and gotten some fresh hay for me to eat and even brought some carrots to munch on. I always liked the little girl.
Damn it.
She was always excited to see me. She gave good pets. She brushed my coat out. That's why I let her stay with me. She seemed like she needed help till recently. Now she stays with other two legs. I was glad for that. She seemed much happier. She also brought her friend, and her friend would bring me lettuce. Lettuce is good. Sometimes the little girl reads to me now. I like her voice. When I get a bath, she takes off her outer skin, and I can see the battle wounds she has. I don't think her parents were very nice to her. She says she has a new mom now. I'm glad. Young shouldn't be hurt by their sires. The little girl and her friend are done brushing me. They gave me another handful of food and said they'd come see me tomorrow. They were holding hands when they left. I watched them walk down the street. I wondered who the scary lady following them was. Ah, well, more hay.
Great.
Oh no!
I was like, oh.
Elsewhere on Serene. Captain, report from the village. Captain Elspeth exhaled as she watched her lieutenant come rushing up the way. What word, Lieutenant? The elven man saluted as he arrived. The Sunset Village is completely overwhelmed with the corruption. It's spread into the Celia jungle, and people are reporting seeing monsters. Captain Elspeth nodded. Ghosts and fiends are appearing here as well. It's like the very ground is rotting out from underneath our feet, she said, and turned her attention towards the docks. Or more accurately, to the shores just south of the docks. Thousands of fish lay dead on the shore, more washing up from the bay all the time. Just as from the sky, birds are plummeting out of the air and crashing into the ground. What will be left for her to rule over? Asked the elven man, staring in horror at the sight before him. Nothing, Lieutenant, and I do believe that is very much the point, replied the captain. Captain Elspeth sighed, crossing her arms in thought. Prepare defenses at the north wall. Station archers on the Temple of the Onredo. Send our navy out into the bay to bombard. And Lieutenant, evacuate the city. All non-military personnel must leave Moon Bay now. And with that, she turned her attention towards the northeastern sky, already turning orange with the flames of war. Elsewhere on Serene. You know what? This one needs a different song.
Oh no.
5 years wasted! Snarled the dread demon of despair. Her grip tightened, clenching around Saren's throat. Saren grunted, trying to get a gasp of air in as the bones in his neck creaked and threatened to snap. I don't get it. I saw him change. I saw it in the stars. Scala's eyes narrowed. Then it would seem you are as blind as the rest of your miserable, worthless kin. I spent 5 years engineering that moment, nudging that city towards chaos. You said I had succeeded. You said his fate was sealed. And with that, she slammed him down into the ground, her scorpion tail looming dangerously over him. Saren's eyes moved to the tail, and he bit at his lip. Something must have happened. Somehow they interfered with his fate. Scala growled murderously. I have had enough of your sniveling and your excuses. Enough of your preaching of fate. And then her eyes soften as realization sets in upon her. Fate. That miserable, wretched little goddess and her Uruk bitch! Saren choked down a gasp of air finally as the tail was pulled away from his throat. He rolled to his side, slowly pushing to his feet and watching as Scala moved to her throne and sat down upon it. A musing look came across her face, which slowly morphed into a sneer. Very well, then. They have won the battle for the boy's soul, but this war is far from over. But lest I make the same mistakes twice, Saren, if you would redeem yourself, you need but look to the stars for me once more. Saren raised an eyebrow. You know our agreement. Stick to that. I'll tell you whatever you want. What do you wish to know? Scala chuckled. But of course, the moon shall rise in the west. The process has already begun, and it can't be stopped now. Now, I wish to know all there is to know about their goddesses. And that is where we will pick up.
Oh boy.
Listen, she doesn't like making the same mistake twice.
Well, I hope everybody else liked watching me and Caldana get to use our special powers, because it looks like you guys just aren't going to get the chance. I'm sorry.
I was making a joke where I was like, I think the two most, I don't know Mal's power, I guess, or Robbie's, but I was like, you know, being able to resurrect and turn back time seems really useful.
I mean, I'll
Have
say
your back
everyone's power is
pocket.
pretty good.
Yeah, seems very useful to have in your back pocket.
So,
My power is I can turn one person back into a monkey.
that's pretty good.
It's like a combination of both.
Return to monkey.
Yeah,
Turn to monkey.
I can return them to monkey.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Yes.
You said like you were gonna eat the monkey and.
I mean, I might do whatever the fuck I want with
Are
that
you-
monkey once
are
I got
you-
it.
Are you yucking his yum?
Yeah, don't yuck my yum, dog.
All right. So, that is where we'll pick it up. 2 days have passed since that fateful night in the courtyard of Castle Highguard. The United Allies of Serene have once again been established, at least in name. The actual processes for the formation of a world army are, of course, only in their earliest stages. Most of you haven't seen hide nor hair of the former Grand Inquisitor. He has been moving constantly as he sends word all across Serene to appeal for help. Otherwise, he's been locked away in his office, or what was formerly his office, and entertaining a never-ending stream of people needing to talk to him. Overall, the mood of Stone's Throw is greatly different. The tension in the air has broken. The temperature has come down significantly. No longer does the city feel on the verge of civil war, and in fact, quite a number of people have been making overtures to reestablish amicable relations among the peoples of the city. In Hell's Hold, people of all different walks of life again travel. The College of Arcanum has suspended classes for 2 weeks, as many students and faculty alike have volunteered to go to fight. The Dragon's Breath Forge has begun working around the clock, producing weapons of war to outfit a new army. Falah has also returned. You were informed of that this morning. She stayed in the Petrified Weasel last night, but she has come back. Word has reached you all from Gentleman Jesse Silver that Falah will be waiting for you at the Weasel and will be ready to leave whenever you are. Many lingering questions, however, yet remain. Who will lead this new force? What will become of the leadership of Stone's Throw and Terracin? How will a force this size be funded? And what will Scala do in response? After all, it seems unlikely that she will just watch Serene unite against her once again. And that is where we will pick it up. In the downtime, some of you have had some conversations with each other, but you've had a relatively, in comparison, peaceful 2 days. You have had some time now where nothing has been directly asked or requested of you. You've been just kind of able to do whatever you want to do or whatever you've needed to do over the last couple days to recover after what has been basically you guys just going since you met. So, what would you all like to do?
Oh man, what shouldn't I do?
The day is yours.
I feel like I have a laundry list.
Are we like just getting out of bed at this point then?
It's
Yeah.
it's still relatively early in the day. Yeah, it is morning. It's probably like 7-ish. People are up and about in the city as they have been. You can still hear the forge running, but the forge has been running 24/7 since the formation of the army, with new weapons being made and armor. But yeah, it is very early still.
Well, the only thing on my to-do list is to go and try and get a meeting in with Sunvale.
Fair enough.
I think you're not the.
I have a couple of things on my to-do list, but I think at this point, Unless there's something I haven't been told, Caldana is tearing her room apart trying to find Soraya's locket.
Yeah, you when you wake up this morning, your locket, Soraya's locket specifically, is missing.
Yeah, she's tearing her room apart trying to find that.
Oh no.
Go ahead and make a investigation check for me.
Oh god.
DC 50.
Yeah, you don't find it.
Shocking.
It seems to be missing. You know when you went to bed, it was under your pillow. Along with the second locket. It is not there now. The other locket, however, is. Yours is still there.
Yeah, Caldana's gonna be trying to puzzle that one out for a little bit.
Fair enough. So, does anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
I mean, the main thing is, I can go with Brooks to Sunvale, and I was also going to see my aunt, so whatever order I need to do that.
I also am tagging along with the Sunvale.
We have a 3-person
All right.
Sunvale train.
I think we'll start there. So, whoever wants to go, and let me know if you do now, you are able to make an appointment to see the former Inquisitor. Though he has no official title anymore, everyone seems to want to talk to him all of a sudden. He is a very important person, despite the fact that he holds no rank or title. So, who all is going? Just so I know.
Me,
Yo.
Rex, Caldana, and Rialto.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go to him. I might go to the building to look at the Inquisition's volumes on cursed items.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
But
All
I don't know that I need to speak with him specifically.
Got it. So I'll actually start with that, which is just say, Cerberus, you had requested that the Inquisitor look into methodologies of transporting a cursed item. And indeed, when you arrive, the receptionist, who has talked to you a number of times, looks over and kind of nods. Oh, welcome, Rialta, Caldana, Cerberus, Brooks. I hope everything is well enough. Things have been kind of crazy around here ever since,
The announcement.
Yeah.
What
We're
can
there.
what can I do for you? I hope you're not here to see the Sir Sunvale.
3 of us would like to make an appointment. I believe Cerberus has other needs.
Of course you would. Well, let me see when I can pencil you in.
Big red butt.
You see him take out a rather large book all of a sudden.
Have a big red butt.
Let's see. How does next week sound?
We're going to be leaving probably no later than the morning.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's got a he's got a 7-minute window. Would that be sufficient?
I look to the other 2
Ah,
and go,
all right, you know
Might
what?
Be able to make that work.
Okay. Well, I'll tell the ambassador from Mother's Jail that he might be a little late to the meeting. Dragonborn are known for being understanding, right? I'm sure it's fine.
just look at
I'm
the
just
2.
gonna shrug. Melody is.
Yeah, the melody seems nice. Okay, I'll let them know. Okay, well then he'll see you in. Just go wait over there. I'll call you when he's ready. This person seems very harried. Cerberus, he did leave me something for you so that he wouldn't have to meet with you. He was very specific about that. Where was that? Oh yes. You wanted they're in for the former Inquisition's knowledge on cursed objects, right?
Oh yes. Oh right. Not the. Sorry, I was thinking about monkeys. Yes, the cursed object book. Yes.
Right. Monkeys.
Not the books themselves are cursed. Hopefully.
Well, let's see. He reaches out. He takes out 2 things. One is a black obsidian box. It is a relatively sizable box, although this one looks like it has been shaped. to be roughly longsword sized. The
Incredibly evil.
The other thing he takes out is it's a sheaf of about 6 pieces of paper. And he nods. We have lots of information on the proper transport and storage of cursed objects. We have less information of stuff that actually works. So this is what we actually have.
Well, that's light reading. That's good.
So he gives you both that and the box. The box is very heavy. It is made of obsidian.
All right. Delicate too, then.
It is. I would not recommend dropping it. However, I'll let you read. Don't cut yourself on it either.
All right.
It is very sharp. He looks at a cut on his hand. It hurts.
Made of literal volcanic glass, so...
It is.
I suppose that's probably... Does it have any sort of carrying strap, or...
Well, I was going to attach one to it, but I was afraid that I would drill into it and break it.
No, I will secure one. No worries.
Great.
Sort of awkwardly shaped, kind of difficult to... Can you...
Yes. Anyway, Severus, you may add to your inventory, you have one obsidian case.
Just the one, eh? Well, it'll have to suffice.
You have one obsidian case, and as you sit down to read the details of it, it does tell you that the unfortunate truth is there is no fully safeguarding yourself from the effects of objects that demons have possessed or demons have taken over. Caldana is well aware of that fact. There is no really protecting yourself from it other than don't go anywhere near it.
Well, how convenient for the plot. I'll...
Yeah. However, while the sword is kept in this, you will have a +2 bonus to all rolls made that it forces you to make.
I wonder how they got the exact number and what that means.
Yeah, it's interesting that they know exactly the number, but they do.
Probably better than +1. Not as good as +3, I suppose. We'll have to suffice.
So, while you're taking some time to read through the very brief instruction manual, the instruction manual is about as simple as you would guess it to be. Place sword inside box. Do not open box under any circumstance. Do not drop box under any circumstance. Box very fragile.
Clearly written
you might
by
say
a poet.
I would say written by a monkey would be more accurate.
Scala with a big stupid red butt. I can't wait.
Yes. No, Scala's not very worried about it corrupting her. Probably went the other way.
No. I mean when I turn her into a monkey.
Oh.
Which is clearly my power.
Excellent. Meanwhile, back at the inn, Melody, assuming you're here with us right now, Mel.
I am.
Good. Melody, you're having breakfast. It is a nice morning. You've had a couple days to, I don't want to say get it together, but you've had a couple days to process and figure out a little bit of, how you're doing and what you're feeling. Right now, you're just enjoying your breakfast. It's, as always, halflings are very good cooks. So, at least the ones who own taverns are.
She is putting away so much food, and uncharacteristically of her, she has a roll of parchment on the other side of her.
Make a perception check for me.
Right, shit. How the fuck do you roll that in this again? Here we go.
You have to believe in the dice.
11, apparently.
So, you don't notice, but, you notice relatively soon after, as someone sits down next to you at the table. As you glance over to your left, you see a mane of blonde hair, a woman sitting next to you, She looks mostly as you remember her, save for the fact that she's got some bruising over one eye and down the side of her face. Carmen looks over at you. Hello, Melody.
Promptly spit takes and manages to aim it like upwards. So
I was like, do you spit take on her?
no.
Okay,
no,
just checking.
And
What,
whatever
you don't want to
food
wash the blood off?
whatever food she had, not food, Jesus Christ. Yeah, whatever food she had in the other hand drops, and Carmen is pulled into a tight Dragonborn hug.
Oh. Yep, I have missed this, all right. Oh,
You're here, you're okay, you're not dead, and what happened?
I
The last thing I heard from Millie was you had something very important to tell me, and then it was gone, and it was you were being awfully cryptic, and everything was so scary.
yeah. She was supposed to tell you that I would meet you in Stone's Throw, but she
Oh.
was enjoying the sending stone a bit. Yeah. Children being what they are.
I mean,
It is good to see
she
you
just
too,
makes
Melody.
like a very small noise.
Yeah. It is very good to see you too, Melody. I'm glad you're well.
Well, that's one word to put it.
I've heard it's been quite a journey for you all. Miss
It's
Silver,
been scary.
I would imagine so. I don't suppose things will be getting easier for you then?
Is it supposed to?
Not usually. No. Don't. Things seldom get easier.
I was going to say, I mean, this is one city.
Where is my fiance correct then? Are you making your way to well, you're heading south, right? To I presume Lockie's Landing if you're going south?
When she says fiance, Melody just kind of like gives her a very intense look.
Yes.
What do you mean, fiance?
She laughs. Relax, Melody. It's fine. I understand the Inquisition has been disbanded, which means that I am once again a free agent. So I will not have to go through with my marriage to Miss Silver after all.
Oh my god, you were engaged?
That's why I was here. Yes, was to. Well, I was gonna try and steal the sword from Miss Silver. However, no need, as I understand it.
And you were going to invite me to your wedding?
Well, I will admit I didn't really have a lot of say in the planning of the wedding. I don't know that it was going to be much of a grand affair. It was really just going to be family and, you know.
And friends? Are we friends?
No, listen. I didn't know where you were. I mean, I heard you were in Moon Bay. It'd be a long trip over for an event like that.
I would have gone anywhere. I would have gotten lost, but I would have gone everywhere.
Oh well, I listen. It's fine because I'm not getting married. Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when I get married, I'll make sure that you're first on the invite list. Hey, how would you like to sing at my wedding?
And you know that you've watched My Little Pony, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you know that that face Pinkie Pie does, and that whole like little squeak she does.
Yeah.
Melody does that.
Yeah. She nods, looking like she's dodged a bullet. Oh, I have a gift from you from Melly. She starts digging into her pack. Here you are. She takes from it a Small flower made from paper and wax. And gives her. Her new friend has been showing her how to fold paper and coat it in this wax to keep it steady. Here you are. It's one of her favorite things to make now.
She's made friends. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh, well, she's made a friend. Another girl in the temple where she's learning to read. Her
Oh.
name is Sifu.
Sifu.
Mm-hmm.
Sifu.
Yep.
And he kind of like writes that down on
Seafood.
the parchment or one corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the-
Well, next time I get to speak or see Millie and the goat, praise be.
She gets a look at a 1,000-yard stare on her face and just sighs. Praise be.
You're a goat follower too?
She gets indignant when I don't say it.
Well, at least she's not being physical about it.
No, she's quite good about it. She's, in her words, she is just concerned for the soul of her aunt. Oh, she calls me her aunt now.
Auntie Carmen.
Carmen actually laughs at that. Not nearly as funny as what she calls Ellie.
Oh, what does she call Ellie?
Mom.
Wait, what?
No, the family tree doesn't make any sense, but she doesn't seem too worried about that.
Oh, okay.
her-
Wait, I mean, I
her-
thought you were going to be the mom, but why are you the
Well, I'm not there often enough, and her and Ellie are pretty much inseparable at this point. So,
Oh,
yeah, they've Ellie was not super thrilled at first, but she has come around very much so.
oh, well, I'm glad to hear that things are going well.
They are. I was just had to come up here to let Miss Silver know that we will not be getting married, and that her request has been taken care of, and that well, I'm a free agent, and I'm gonna go do whatever I want now.
Request? What request?
She hired me and sent another associate of hers to finish a job.
Finish your job? I mean,
Yes.
well, unless it's like one of those, and she kind of like puts this on an air quote, need to know basis.
I think you already know. Given the situation with the Inquisition here, I'm pretty sure you're aware.
At that, Melody just kind of like gets like a familiar glazed over look that one would usually associate with other members of the party.
Yeah.
And she just goes, Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
familiar.
She nods. Well. So, how long are you here for?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'll be here as long as I can. I mean, I'm currently trying to write something, and she kind of like looks at the parchment.
Something on your mind?
Well, yes, but the thing I'm writing isn't related to that, unless, well,
Got it.
I have been doing a lot of thinking
Hmm.
about stuff about home, really.
Mhm.
And well, and she kind of like takes like one deep breath, and she goes, well, the truth is I knew how to get home, but I didn't know how to get home because the locket that my mom's gave me was supposed to lead me home, but I forgot about it. And well, I didn't forget about it because I wanted to stay where I was instead of running away like they told me to and getting home like they told me to, because if I went home and I didn't find them there, it would have just So I ran. And
She
I
has
got
the,
really mad at
She has the meme of the woman with the math equations going around her head. That's her right now.
Mom.
Right. Well, I would say you're doing something really important. So I wouldn't worry too much about what could have been.
Well, it's less. Okay, okay. You know how I said I met the matriarch and all.
No, but sure, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I met the matriarch. Like, not like a tiefling matriarch. Well, she is a tiefling, but at the same time, she's the matriarch. Like the matriarch from where other matriarchs take their
Yeah.
titles from, that kind of thing.
I've
And-
forgotten how weird it is hanging out with you people.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It gets weirder. So you know what she's she shit. What's the word? What she rules over, right? Or well, not rule over, but like she watches over.
Orphans and abandoned children.
Yeah, and she came to me. And when she came to me, I thought, oh no. That meant two things. I was either an orphan or I got abandoned. And that wasn't good. But it's a lot of complicated stuff and it makes me feel like really it made me feel really icky inside, but like not the kind of icky where it's like gross icky, but it was like the kind of icky that had like the dumb not dumb, the dull pain in the here, and she kind of like points to an approximate area where the heart would be.
Well,
And I figured, maybe there's a sign here, and she gave me a mission, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can throw myself into this and just not think about stuff. But now I am thinking about stuff, and I don't like it. This is why I don't think.
well, I know how that is, but I'll tell you that not thinking is also a really dangerous way to go. That's how you wind up on the side of a road, joined with a bunch of idiots and killing people for the first time in your life. So take it from me, not always the best way to go about things. And look at it this way. Your parents are, well, like you say, you were chosen by the matriarch, probably not the best sign, but you have 4 friends who are traveling with you and seem to think you're pretty cool. And I suppose if they don't cut it and you can't go with them for whatever reason, I suppose you could come stay with me and Ellie and Melly.
And Melody kind of gets like this this happy look for a moment before she before like it fades into like a more like sad smile, and she goes, I really do appreciate the offer, but I really it's not you. I really miss home. There's a lot of things that I need to do. Like, I'm not even supposed to be out here.
Mm-hmm.
The only people who are allowed to go out of our home are the people who went through the performer rites. I'm not a performer. And that's why I'm trying to get home.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this. You don't get to seek out heroism. Heroic moments are something that finds us, and we either choose to step up and meet it, or we shrink away from it. A moment of heroism has found you, kiddo. And now you gotta decide what you're gonna do with it.
Was it when she came to try and And she kind of like runs a claw through her throat. Because that was kind of scary. Are all heroic moments kind of like that? Because that was really scary.
I think all heroic moments are definitely scary, but trust in your friends. You'll be all right.
I do. I just don't. I'm
Wow.
not smart like Rialda or strong like Brooks or Caldana or Varys or cool like Caldana and Brooks.
Carmen gets a look on her face at the idea of Caldana being cool.
Well, she is. She's my horn buddy.
Gonna have a word with Caldana next time I see her. You know,
We
all that.
led a musical group together.
I think that proves my point.
What?
Rialta might be smart, and Varys might be annoying, and Brux might be, I don't know, Brux doesn't talk. And
Brooks
Caldana
sounds good.
Caldana might be a tiefling. But they all have their own strengths. You're the one who made a friend out of me. So I believe in you. While that's
Well,
happening, we will jump over to our trio of 3. You have been finally allowed to enter the chambers that you've been in a number of times now, belonging to Inquisitor Sunvale, former Inquisitor Sunvale. The room already looks different. Where once the marble table that belonged to the Grand Inquisitor was, it's now actually just covered in a map of Terrasen. And already you can see that he has been using as a battle map. There is also a world map on the wall that is being used where there are different pins and whatnot that he has placed on it, probably determining who has been willing to send ambassadors, who's willing to send troops, or who has outright refused them. But the man standing behind the desk looks very tired. Does not look like he's been able to get too much sleep over the last couple days. Of course, he always looks kind of tired. That just seems to be he's the Yoshi P of this world. The man's just always tired. The man needs a fucking nap.
Oh, that's a mood.
He looks up as you enter. My friends, come in. I'm so sorry that you have to schedule appointments. If it were up to me, you'd have be welcome in at any time. Things are a little crazy at the moment.
Well, we understand that your time is limited and people are buying for it.
They are, which I guess is a good thing. Please come in, sit. What can I do for you? He walks over and sits on the front of the desk. Are you planning on leaving today?
As soon as we can.
Either today or in the morning.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very well then. Did Cerberus get my get the obsidian case?
Yes, he's
He did.
looking it over right now.
Excellent. I wish I had more to give you, especially given what you'll be carrying. But our knowledge of how to safely move artifacts is somewhat limited. Well, I don't think not for lack of trying. I just think it's very rare information.
Caldana gives an oddly sage nod with that one.
Okay.
Indeed.
What may I do for you?
I look between the other two ladies. I was asked to be moral support today.
You see him take a breath as if to steel himself.
I looked at Caldana first. Or who wants to go first?
Oh, did you actually have something specific?
Oh yeah, Caldana does.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, go for it.
I owe you an apology.
Why do I sense I'm not going to like what I hear?
Because you're not. Well, the others have been purposely careful with their words. For my sake. Especially when it comes to how Gala got a different spark.
I would say they have been purposefully careful with their words, just as I have been purposefully careful not to ask too many questions. Let's hear it.
She is going to.
Sorry. Sorry. Collect yourself. Don't look at the chat.
It's right there. It's on the stream. How can I miss it?
Sorry.
Listen, that chat's been going all night. We're having a good time.
All
Just
right,
gonna
listen,
scroll
I'm
up a
glad.
bit. She's just gonna take out the amulet that Lestitia was originally in.
He looks at the amulet, and it does not seem to take him long to identify what that might be. Oh, Caldana. Oh, I'm so very sorry.
She's not in there anymore.
No, I would expect not. Then whom else am I currently addressing?
Oh, Lestitia's not in there anymore.
Lestitia.
No, I'm still
Ah.
Caldana.
That is how she got the spark.
Yes.
That is why her
Lestitia-
nature has changed.
Yes.
Sacrificed herself to protect us beneath the temple.
Gives a long pause at that. What do you mean exactly? She sacrificed herself to protect you. Oh, you were her vessel. If you die, she goes too.
Well, it was for all of us. We were all going to die.
Why
Just
should
sort
that
of
concern her?
Well, excellent question. That was a bit of the mystery of the situation. It seems that Lestitia had some genuine remorse. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't spoken to her myself.
The title of Grand Inquisitor dictates that I take your life here and now. It is forfeit. You have betrayed me, betrayed your post, betrayed the Inquisition, and betrayed the people of Serene, and lied to cover it up. But as it is, the Inquisition does not exist, and I have no oath to fulfill.
Tense up in the beginning of that, relax at the end.
Where is she now? Or has she gone to the void?
Well,
She went to the void, okay? She went to the void, all right. I'll tell you what. Many a void
I-
was filled. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Oh, I'm not
she
there, am I?
No.
survived long enough for us, well, for me, to carry her back to Temple of the Enredo after your mother separated her soul from her spark.
Of course she did.
And she
Like Orochi and Caldana keep going. He's stressed
Yeah.
out.
she confessed her sins before all of us and the Red Lady. And she's gonna kind of stare at the tattoo on her shoulder that isn't moving anymore.
She's no longer has Dread Demon on her.
Ah. So, then she's wandering around?
As a tiefling with no spark.
Oh. Well.
That's the good news.
Yeah, that's the good news. I would love to tell you that it's fine and all is forgiven. uh,
I didn't expect it to be, but you deserve to actually know.
Thank you for telling me. And for her, I suppose, best of luck. If she goes back down that road, every last person she kills is on you.
Aldana looks oddly confident when she says, I don't think she will.
As long as you're confident. Very well, then. Now, that is assuredly the most intense thing I will hear today. He says, triggering a flag.
Rialta grimaces very deeply and then looks to Prox.
Well, on the subject of Sparks and your mother,
Oh, boy.
when we spoke with her, she told us that she had only seen one person with the spark. Had she ever mentioned anything about that to you?
That she had seen one other person with the spark, yes. She told me that once.
You know who?
Why do I get the feeling that you do? If there is someone out there with the spark, this might benefit us.
Oh no.
Well, it's you.
You're mistaken.
We're not.
I assure you, I am not.
No, you are mistaken. It is not me. I do not have the spark. I have known that for a very long time.
The last time we met, we're together up on the ramparts. I saw you spark.
You saw me spark.
Yes.
Well, I can assure you that your eyes have played tricks on you. He looks around. I am neither Onrado nor God.
That is true. You went the other way.
I will cut your tongue out here and now.
Gesture down at the frozen spider. Through the blessing of Talia, I managed somehow to rewrite events to what you all remember.
I sparked and became a dread demon.
You told the people essentially the standard Inquisition line, which they did not accept. Which is why when I managed to do so in what you remember, I pressed so forcefully for you to be truthful with them. And we avoided that.
Make an insight check.
Nine.
He looks pissed off. You... I became a dread demon, and you went back and ensured I didn't.
Yes. It's been a bit of a strange week for all of us.
If not for the things my mother told me of you and the things I've seen with my own two eyes, I think I would have you killed right now. But
You're free to try.
Martine. I am not. I am sorry that this is how you had to find out some of this information today, and it's not fair. But you deserve to know, because if you don't know, this could be more dangerous for you.
yeah. If I do have the spark, then I must needs get rid of it. I cannot ignite. She can't lose someone else.
I
There's-
understand.
There's no one left. And I just promised her she would never have to be alone.
Well, then we'll have to all work together to ensure that doesn't come about now, won't we?
Yeah. Dare I ask if there's anything else?
No, I was told that they wanted to share these things, and apparently I was asked to be here for moral support.
Very well. Your cart has been prepared for you. I've ensured good horses provided for the trip. You will go well. I informed the leadership in Lockheed's Landing that you'd be heading south that way, and you also have clearance to visit Lockheed's Rest while you're going that way. Thank you.
Are you keeping up the Inquisition's research?
Yes, as best I can, although most of the Inquisitors have now enlisted in the United Allies of Syrian, so they will be preparing for war versus their usual tasks, but I'm keeping up what I can, although I have no official authority to do so. I have a negotiation with Jesse Silver later this evening because, well, we're broke.
Okay. Would you like the information of what you did turn into, or would you rather I not give that to you directly?
I'm happier not knowing.
That is fair.
Well then, there is nothing else. I've got a billion other people I have to meet with today.
We thank you for your time.
Right.
Rialta,
Yes.
he walks over to you.
What can I do for you?
He kneels down and places a second sending stone in your hand.
Hmm.
This one's personal. If you ever need to reach out.
And for you as well?
If I may be so bold.
Go ahead.
He's asking permission to reach out to you.
Oh,
That way.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say something else. Yes. Anytime.
You know,
Please do.
then I will pray for your safest travels, and I know Yuki does too.
Let Yuki know I wish the best for her in her studies.
When she is willing to speak with me again, I will tell her, yes.
She's not speaking to you?
She is a little upset with me at the moment.
What did you do?
I don't know that I care for the supposition that I did something wrong.
Well,
Is
she-
it not reasonable to say she's an 8-year-old girl and a little emotional?
It could be,
Give her
but once
time.
again, she is an 8-year-old girl who has many emotions. And while you may not have been directly at fault, I'm sure she would say that you did something that hurt her feelings. At least that is how I've learned children operate.
Yes, she has, apparently the shock of mother's passing has worn off, and now there are other emotions which need to be addressed.
She thinks for a moment and then reaches in her pack and she gets out an empty journal. Tell her that this helped me when I was going through similar circumstances.
I will relay the message.
Best of luck.
And to you, good hunting.
You as well.
And while that is happening, Cerberus, you're making your way through the city. You've taken this rather large, heavy box. It's annoyingly heavy for as fragile as it is. Like, it shouldn't be that way, it feels like, but it definitely is.
It's long, too. I can't...
It is. It's awkward. It is a very awkward implement. But you've taken that back and put it in your room for now, and as you're kind of now just wandering about the city, it isn't too long before you are approached by a familiar person as well. Captain Raven Lyra, once again captain of the guard, as she spots you and makes her way over to you. Cerberus, good to see you again.
Captain, hail. I was looking to find a place to buy a couple lengths of chain.
Lengths of chain. Why don't you walk with me? I can take you down to the Dragon's Breath Forge. I'm certain they will have some excellent chain.
Oh, brilliant.
And she walks along with you, and indeed she takes you down through the District of Creation towards the Dragon's Breath Forge. As she walks with you, she is talking. You are all departing for the other side of the continent, I understand.
Either this evening or early on the morrow, yes.
I want to say thank you again for all of your help. Not just to you, of course, to the Whispers in Silence in general, and to the former Inquisitor. And you never think something like that's going to happen until it does. And I'm ashamed that it happened on my watch. I offered my resignation that very evening, but they would not accept it.
Well, I think that just proves both your commitment and loyalty and their wisdom.
Yeah, normally I've usually been one to just kind of act on instinct, but recent events have shown me the necessity of, giving people the benefit of the doubt and asking opinions. To that end, I was wondering if I might be able to ask something of you.
Certainly.
We've had something of a problem. The Hall of Knowledge was broken into last night, and the head archivist was assaulted.
Oh.
I'm afraid so. An individual broke into the restricted section, and when the archivist tried to shoo them out of there, he was attacked.
Unfortunate. What was taken?
Fortunately, what was taken was swiftly recovered. We were able to arrest them outside before they were able to make their escape.
Good.
Indeed. They are currently awaiting trial. But that is actually why I've come to speak with you. They say they know you.
Oh? I don't know anyone in Stone's Throw. Who are they?
They claim they're a writer and that they know you.
A writer.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
Was this, perhaps, a woman of, curious dialect and manner?
Oh my gosh, you actually do know her. It was.
In a manner of speaking, I certainly know of her, and we have, talked, yes.
Unfortunately.
She claims that she is trying to help you, and that is why she broke in.
Well, Captain, I would like to tell you that makes no sense and is ridiculous in the extreme. The problem is that likely that is those things and also true.
Ugh.
She probably believes she is helping.
I will, after we collect your lengths of chain, I will take you to see her then.
Right. And my name specifically, she gave to post bail in this case.
She did. She said she couldn't remember anyone else's name, but but the Green Shield Knight would help her.
Well, it's good to be remembered. Yes, let's go get that chain.
So she takes you down to the Dragon's Breath Forge. One thing that actually, go ahead and make whatever I gave you for your crafting tools. Go make a crafting roll for me.
Oh, yeah, I can make a blacksmith.
Yes, please do that.
Proficiency, smith's tools. How do I roll with them? I guess I would just roll a
Yeah, like whatever. I would
check
say,
and then add my proficiency to it.
yeah, I would say probably like Dex plus. In this case, it would be Int. Make Int plus
Alright.
proficiency.
Yeah.
I
that's
will
usually how we
roll
do it.
my
Womp
int
womp.
plus proficiency.
Yeah, they don't do
All right.
description.
So 13 plus nothing. Oh no, my proficiency.
Yeah.
Plus 3, so 16.
There is a saying that the Dragon's Breath Forge makes the finest metal in the world. That it produces the finest swords, the finest armor, and basically the finest metal sundries anywhere in Serene. With your 16 in smithing, you can see that this is not true. It makes the most weapons and armor and sundries. There are literally hundreds of forges here, all of them working, and it certainly makes the most. And it does a pretty good job of standardizing them. Like, the quality doesn't really dip or raise too much, but are they the finest? No, they are not. But you are able to get for a gold, you're able to get a couple lengths of 6 feet of chain. And it's
I'd like chain and 2 heavy padlocks with keys.
2 heavy padlocks with keys. You are able to. Okay, so I'd say 2 gold to
All right.
acquire these items.
I will do so and pack that with me.
After which, Captain Lyra takes you back to the up through the gate into the District of Learning, and then over to the barracks to the north. The 4th building down is a jail. To which she opens the door. It's a small shack that descends down into a dungeon. You make your way down the stairs, and here there are a number of people imprisoned, some of which you recognize. You may have almost killed them in the castle the other night, but they were the smart ones who put their hands up. So they are currently imprisoned, where
Captain,
anyone
is
who would do
there,
something like that should be imprisoned.
Captain, is there such a thing as reverse deja vu?
I believe that would just be called experiencing something, Severus.
Oh.
But anyway, she takes you down, and indeed, in the last cell, there is a pink-haired woman. She looks a little roughed up. Her clothes look like they have not been washed in a minute because she has maybe been traveling a lot.
Yeah, I doubt that's the prison's fault.
It is probably not. But she looks up. Oh, Sir Barry, thank goodness you're here.
Yes.
Ah.
Sir Goodberry is here.
I tried to tell them that I was helping you, and no one listened to me.
Right. That's unfortunate. Clearly a case of misunderstanding and miscommunication. What were you trying to take from the restricted section?
Well, She looks over at Captain Lyra.
The
Is she cool?
He looks at Yes, she's definitely cool.
Captain Lyra's like, she nods. Well, I know you're trying to take the you-know-what to somewhere not near here, and I presume you don't want to get...
I can't believe I understand that. Yes, that's all correct. You are absolutely correct. All of that is true.
Well, I had thought who better to help than the world's foremost authority on gods, goddesses, and demons? But I did not know a whole lot about transporting evil artifacts. So I thought, well, of course, the Hall of Knowledge would certainly have some information on that, even though it's contraband and they really shouldn't have that kind of information. I figured they probably would, and my hunch was right on the money. And I found a book that actually did have some advice on how to create an emblem that would help protect people from that. But then the one guy showed up, and he wanted me to leave. But I couldn't leave yet because I hadn't figured out how to make the emblem yet. So I started running, but then I slipped and the book kind of flew out of my hands and kind of hit him in the face. And, after that I said it.
The ancient demon warding medallion book at the
I wouldn't say I threw it so much as I fell and I lost my grip on the book.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he didn't see it that way, so I had to grab the book
He
and
didn't
kind
see
of run
anything.
for it.
There was a book in his eye.
That is true. So I had to grab the book and run, but by the time turns out he actually summoned the guards before he came up to confront me, because he's a little more cowardly than I thought he would be.
I see. Right, yes. Well, that typically happens with librarians, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I did figure out how to make the emblem. I can actually make it for you.
Well, that is fantastic. First, truly, that is. It is unfortunate that somehow you turned a trespassing charge into an assault and then a burglary. But,
at that, Captain Lyra says, she's officially been charged with 1 count of trespassing, 1 count of theft, and 1 count of assault and battery.
And battery, because you threw the book. So
I really didn't. I dropped the book, but I was moving, so I dropped it forwards into his face.
Yes, with a lot of velocity.
I was running kind of fast.
Right, because of the theft part.
Yeah.
You may have been able to get I hate to be the rational one, but you may have been able to get access to the restricted section if you had just, spoken that you were trying to help us.
I'll be honest, that never occurred to me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm confident in that. Well, you definitely will be able to help us. You're positive that what you can make will be both effective and not dangerous.
Well, I'm certain that it won't be dangerous. As for its effectiveness, I'm as certain as I can be. Of course, in all things matters of the divine, there is an element of faith to it, but I am certain it won't hinder you in any way.
Footnotes. Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The abbreviated version. That's my favorite kind of book. Captain.
She gives a look at that as a writer.
Yes. Captain, I do apologize. How do we make this right? Are these issues of fines? Or I am also, if possible, willing to argue for public service in her assisting us in the making of this charm.
Do you believe that she can help you?
I believe that if anyone would be able to stumble on to a divinely inspired creation while also accidentally assaulting an innocent man when all she needed to do was ask, it would be none other than this prolific writer here.
Callie is just nodding sagely at every word of that. If it is in the interest of defeating the Demon Queen, I suppose I could have a word with the archivist and convince him it is in his best interest and everyone's best interest for him to overlook this little transgression. Miss Page, I should ask you to use better decision-making in the future in my city. She nods. I will get some of those sticky gloves so I don't drop. Yeah, I'll help. I'll do better next time. Sorry.
Right. Maybe it would be a good time to, after this, go back home and check on things at the store.
I have been missing home. I think I would like very much to see home.
Grand.
I do need to check in with Nybris about the latest. You know what? You don't care about that. Yes, I will.
See, you can learn things.
Yes, I will go back to Minas Grove. She
I look, at
nods.
I look at the captain. Best I can do.
It is greatly appreciated. And the door is unlocked, and Callie is released into your custody.
All right, Miss Page, where are we going and what do we need?
Well, I should be able to, in the District of Diplomacy, there should be somewhere I can buy the necessary tools, and then I just need somewhere that I can work for. Oh, I could probably. You said you wanted to leave in the morning. I could have it done by then.
Grand. We have a place that you can stay. You can use my room. And,
Very well.
Let's go get those ingredients or tools in the meantime.
So you do. You make your way down to the District of Diplomacy. Callie picks up a few innocuous things. Nothing that triggers any red flags or makes you think, what the hell does she need that for? All things that would make sense to make in a sigil or an emblem. And it is about the time that the other three are returning from Lockheed's vigilance, as you also return to the Stuck Pig. Within, as you enter, you see that it is starting to settle in for the afternoon. People are there for lunch now. And Melody has not left. She is still there, but she has been joined by a familiar blonde-haired thief that you all recognize. The only thing that looks different about this blonde-haired thief is the bruising down the side of her face.
I look at Callie when I see the bruises on Carmen's face. You didn't visit that woman as well, did you?
She shakes her head. No. Oh, she's the person who saved me from the cult.
Yes, that's true. That's Carmen.
Carmen, thank you for saving me from the cult.
Oh,
Everyone in the tavern looks over like,
Maybe you need to go start my room. I point her to the number
Oh.
on my room. If you could. Yep.
yes, of course. Thank you again for getting me out of there. Rialta. Suddenly she knows your name.
yeah.
Rialta, Caldana, Brux, Melody. So nice to see you all again. Gotta go.
Callie?
She hurries upstairs.
Aldana just looks exceptionally confused.
Was that the?
That was Callie Page. From
Yes, it was. She
Well,
Well, she was doing some reading, and we bumped into each other.
now we know where she went. Why is she going to your room? Narrow eyes.
Oh, no, nothing, no. Ahem, no, she believes that she has a recipe of sorts to craft a charm that may help us in the transport, a talisman of warding, and, the hopes...
Varys, you don't have to be so coy. If you need to have like a moment to just kind of like make sure that the papers are signed and all, we'll make sure that Mr. Burr gets it.
Thank you, Melody. Yes, if I need help with any, name decisions, I'll be sure to bring you in on it. But I think,
Carmen,
you know...
Carmen looks at Melody at that. Melody, honey, we're gonna have a conversation after everyone else goes to bed tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
please
thank God.
don't. Yeah.
Oh, thank the stars.
We went simultaneously with Rialta.
Not
yeah.
my problem.
Just smirking.
Good luck, Carmen. It's good to see you.
Yes, Carmen, how are you?
It's very nice to see you all as well. I hear you've been very busy establishing world armies and hunting down dread demons.
Oh,
I've been
yes.
writing a
Yeah,
song.
it's been a lot.
Yes, I'm writing a song,
You
too.
We've heard you kept busy as well. Sit down.
To say the least of it. Miss Silver was, well, as we expected, interested. I mean, why wouldn't she be, of course? But
They were engaged, and they didn't invite me to the wedding.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure Miss Josie Silver has had her fill of weddings.
she has been married a number of times. But yeah, she sent me with an Uruk girl to, well, kill the High Inquisitor, which was admittedly a little bit of a conflict of interest for me, given
Wait.
who I was working for at the time.
Indeed.
Wait, you
how
did what?
how did that come to pass?
That she wanted me to kill the High
Sorry.
Inquisitor.
I misspoke my fancy language. What happened?
Well, when I arrived here, I was tasked with stealing the sword, only to find out that, the sword had been stolen from Octala, and the diadem had now gone missing, and she was, Miss Silver was furious, and
Indeed.
she wanted me and Fala to, kill the High Inquisitor, sorry, I keep saying the High Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor Hawthorne, as, punishment.
Talk about something blue. Jeez.
So we made our way down to Mina's Grove, where he was still working, and the plan was simple. I would flush him out and get him moving on the road north, and Fala would catch him out in the open. And that worked for the most part, except that one of his guards, had a disagreement with me about whether or not he needed to die, and, she motions to her face.
Well,
Sure.
for an assassination attempt, you got off rather well, quite frankly.
It went as well as it could.
Though.
Thank you. It went as well as it possibly could. Of course, then we find out that, the Inquisition's been disbanded anyway, so sometimes it do be like that.
It's been a few days.
Yes.
It has been a few days. Well,
Was
I-
there ever known why he took it?
why he took what?
The sword.
Well, not that I was able to get out of him. I suppose you could ask the Uruk if she was able to get anything out of him about why. My job was more just to flush him out onto the road.
Oh, you
Fair
mean
enough.
you mean Brux's daughter?
She just raises her eyebrows at that.
Indeed.
You know,
It's been
I'll
a
be
few
honest.
days.
I'll be
Her daddy
honest. I was
daughter.
gonna say that I saw a family resemblance, but that felt a little racist, so I
Yes.
didn't.
It is racist.
Yeah.
Or is
so
it
I didn't
not
say
in
anything.
this case?
In this case, it would be correct, as it was said. It's
Confusing.
been a
Ah.
few days.
So your kid. Well, they're brutal.
Oh,
One
Island.
of her kids.
Rocks. My goodness.
Melody, would you like to print out her entire family tree for Carmen?
No, the relevant ones are known.
Yes, we'll have.
Fair enough. Yes. Oh, well, she's bloodthirsty. Ooh.
Well, children. You know.
No, I don't. I've never had any, nor do I want any.
They
but,
can be. Have you ever seen? Have you? I'm
Well,
sorry.
she actually thinks about it. I guess I do have one, actually.
Have you ever seen a group of children destroy a chocolate cake twice their height?
It's like a bunch of chimps.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess not as impressive for your people, but yes, okay, fair enough.
It is.
Tavares likes that one.
Wow.
Yeah. She's short.
She just narrows her eyes.
Carver
It is-
kind of gives you a sideways smirk.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Well, I have missed you all. It's good to see you again. I'm glad things are well.
So what will you do now?
I don't know. Or maybe the first time in my life, I don't know. I thought
You guys
about
come with us? First day in
uh,
in Mina's Grove.
well, I thought I might come here and I don't know, steal something pretty out of the District of Learning, but then I realized that I don't want to.
Mm.
So I guess I'm not going to do that.
Hmm.
You're all going to
That whole-
where again?
The
Well,
volcano.
first- well, that's the end destination, yes. Marquis.
Volcano.
Marquis
You could call it
something.
our final destination, kind of.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
prefer not to.
let's not call it that.
Our
What's
end
up?
point of the journey.
I would also prefer not to call it that.
Why don't we call it Point B?
Yeah, I like that. That's better.
Point B?
Point we have to come back from.
Right.
Well, you're going to do something important there, I presume. I assume that's why Fala was acting so weird about the sword.
Yes, we are taking the sword to the volcano.
I assume the sword is not coming back with you.
If it
Yeah,
does,
that's
something
the
went
plan.
terribly wrong.
Yes, if we come back with it, in that case, Carmen, please do steal it. Then preferably take it back to the volcano.
How about I just go with you now and we make sure we get it done in one, yeah?
You're
Yeah.
certainly welcome.
Then... Oh, God.
Oh, snap,
Count me
well,
in.
Oh, very well.
I gotta revise this then.
And she immediately just
party.
like buries her nose into the parchment.
Does this mean I get to be a whisper in silence?
Of a sort.
Can't you, please, 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 please?
We have
Phew.
an official induction ceremony.
There's no tattoo, so it'll be the secondary rung, I suppose.
Well,
That seems weird that you'd have to point that out and make that a specific point, but oh, you're
Yeah,
right. That's fair.
Aldana glances from her and Brux's tattoos to Rialta, like, what?
I get it. A team and B team. Got it. Understood. Very well. I will lend you what expertise I can. You have me at least as far as Mitra Centauran, I'll tell you that much.
Very well.
it'll be good to have you along the way.
I think we'll be going to, I forget which Lockheed it is. Lockheed something.
She does have a bunch of
Scala's
things.
Wrath, isn't it?
We ultimately are going to Scholar's Wrath, but you're going to
Yeah.
go through Lockheed's Landing, and
Lockheed's Landing.
you were also told to visit Lockheed's Rest on the way.
Okay. Whew, Lockheed's Rest and
She
Lockheed's...
was busy, huh?
We'll be meeting with our mutual contact, shall we say.
I don't
Oh, good. She's going too. Wonderful. I'm thrilled.
Hmm. You don't- Are you being sarcastic?
A bit. She's just a lot. No offense, Brooks.
It's
Sarcasm can be hard to read.
been many years since I last saw her.
She
Well-
did seem to have a bit of a stick up her butt.
I mean,
Pardon.
I'd call it a tree, but yeah, sure.
Oh.
Okay. Well, no, that's great. I say this: she does do real good in a fight.
Well, we may
Big
have those.
grin.
We don't know what, but I don't think it's unlikely that we will encounter resistance. Yes, that was a double negative. That makes it old-fashioned.
Funsies.
That is not old-fashioned.
No. Well then, I guess I had better go inform Miss Silver that I'll be leaving as well. I can't tell you how heartbroken I am that I won't be joining the Severed Hand.
There will be plenty of long road to help you ease your woes in this
Seems
case,
we've-
and a good bit of distance from your jilted lover.
It seems we have prevented 2 marriages for Jessie Silver this day.
Oh, I'm sure she
I'm-
won't hold a grudge.
Glad
Eh,
we're leaving tomorrow morning then.
I think it'll be all right.
Wait,
Hmm.
you can get married more than. Wait, hold on.
Jesse Silver has 7 wives and a
No, no, no,
husband.
no, no. Is it like you can get married? You can get married more than once a day?
I think it's a state law thing.
In,
Depends on
in
what city you're in.
theory,
Yeah.
So like what? She was going to be to dress all nice and in a nice wedding gown for one, and then go into another. What?
I believe Miss Silver wears a suit.
we would have to
Oh.
ask her.
Let's not.
I don't think that's
What?
information.
Did she
we
just
should
rip
know.
out the first suit and then have another suit? That's gonna be stuffy.
Oh, the good news is that with a suit, actually, you really only need to change the undershirt. If you get a good charcoal black or something like that, it's really you can have multiple suits.
That's true.
So, you all have the evening to yourself. If there's anything else you wanted to
I
do.
was gonna go
It
see
just-
my aunt, but
I
Oh,
was
that's
gonna
right.
say the three of us were all going back to the District
Before-
of Learning again.
Before we go anywhere else, like as Carmen gets up to leave, Caldana's gonna look at her, absolutely pleading. When you have that talk with Melody, please explain to her what innuendos are.
Darling, I am nothing if not a miracle worker, but even I have my limits. I will do my best.
Wait till Caldana tells you what she put her endo.
Do I even want to know?
Probably. Ugh.
Up to you, Caldana. Push. Claps her on the back.
I'll tell you what. You can tell me about that one on the road. And she hops up to her feet. Melody, dear, I will see you this evening for a lesson. She does not look super excited about it.
Okay, I'll bring. Do I need to bring? Do I need to bring anything?
An open mind, and you can leave your innocence behind.
Not a terrible description.
I don't need you anymore.
You get out of here.
Very well. So,
I have all kinds of tools.
Oh,
oh
God.
boy. Rialta, you make your way.
She will also. She'll have, demonstrations.
Yeah.
All right. This is getting weird. I
Yeah.
want to go see my
Hands-on
aunt.
Anyways,
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nope. No,
It sounds like.
yeah, Carmen, don't play that game.
It's like, yeah.
Rialta, you make your way up to the District of Learning,
Cool.
where you are able to meet with your aunt. She's not currently up in her tower at the moment. She is actually down in the commissary and is getting something to eat. But she, as you go, you ask the receptionist where she is, or where you find. He says that she's out of office, but that likely she's eating somewhere. So you find your way over to the commissary, and you do spot her. She is over in the corner of the room, and is just kind of leaning back in her chair and thinking as you see an entire plate of food in front of her that has not been touched.
Aunt Sapphire?
Rialta, dear, please sit.
Apologies, did I interrupt a train of thought?
Oh, I was sorry. I was just finishing eating.
I see.
Sorry. What is on your mind, dear?
Oh, well, I will be leaving tomorrow, but I wanted to know if after some of the events a couple days ago, you've looked into the sky anytime recently.
She smiles at that. I have. And I have seen things. For the first time in a long time. New possibilities. New things that may yet come to pass.
Good. I am glad to hear that.
I am happy to say it.
She thinks for a moment. How often have you received visions associated with your readings?
Oh. Visions? Almost never. Maybe when I was younger, I might have had what I thought was a vision. Of course, now I look back, maybe I was just trying to make a name for myself.
Right.
I have seen many things in the stars and divined their meaning, but that's not the same as a vision. Did you have a vision?
Two, technically, but they were assisted, I suppose.
Assisted.
We, my group and I have been somewhat chosen by this journey, you could say. Sponsored.
Sponsored?
Yes.
And
By,
whom sponsors you?
me specifically, would be Selena.
The goddess of the stars.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Rialta.
Yes.
I don't mean to insult. There is arrogance, and then there is saying that a god has chosen you.
I'm aware. I would would you believe me if my other comrades, such as the elven man you met the other day, would have said they were chosen by a different one?
No, that would not make me believe you. You're saying that not only have you been chosen by a god, but each of you has?
Yes.
I see. And,
Well,
have you any proof of this?
not besides this. She'll kind of find a tattoo and see where it went.
It's currently down on your ankle, which is annoying. That's
To be
Not- don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people here in the college that can make a tattoo move. That is truly a gift of a goddess.
Yes, it's I've been granted another. I have learned a constant form that is, well, not in our teachings. To be fair, that is actually the less relevant part. I was just using it to explain how I received the vision, so that you did not think I was just receiving visions myself. I realized that may have just been easier to lie and say that, but I didn't want to.
Fair enough. Why don't you tell me the nature of this vision?
Well, there was a recent one. I was trying to figure out how Laki defeated Scala.
There are many stories about the victory of Laki over Scala. Very few details of how. It is said that they clashed high above the ground. Well, now what is the Sundered Blue, but in that time it was over a city called River's Meet. It is said that every strike echoed thunder across the entirety of the continent. And the final blow was so powerful that the crater that it made became the Sundered Blue.
Yes. Well, I received it was not very clear, but it was a vision related to that. A heroic figure wielding a sword of light. Companions dead around them. But they're not fully dead. Their essence, their spirits are empowering them. And the hero's crying, even though they've won.
Rialta, I'm going to operate with the assumption that you are telling me the truth, because I don't think it makes any sense to call you a liar.
It would be quite a fabrication of a lie for a reason I wouldn't understand.
It would. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Have you considered the possibility that it is not the past you see?
I suppose I don't know. I was looking for a tale of her end, but
But that doesn't mean that's what you found. That would certainly bias you to believe that is what you found.
well, I don't know how to know for sure.
People spend their entire lives trying to discern those very questions. How to know for certain. Whether you see the past, whether you see the present, the future, and what if the past is repeating itself? They say history repeats, or more accurately, that it rhymes.
Mm.
I mentioned the other day that something about your prophecy had been bugging me.
Yes, that was the other one that had a vision. Yes.
I think I figured out what it is that's bothering me.
What's that?
Your reading of it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked over the star charts that you created. I read it backwards.
Backwards?
I believe you have it backwards. When the moon rises in the west, then shall the twins clash at Red Rock's crest.
Oh.
Of course,
So-
that's just my interpretation of it, but that's how I read it.
So you see the antecedent of the prophecy as the moon rising from the west, not when the twins clash.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's at least my reading of the charts you showed me.
I see. But what would that mean?
I don't know.
If that's the case, what does Saren think it means, truly? Unless he's also misreading it.
I wish I could be of more help than that.
No such readings of moon rising from the west is known and as other antecedents to things?
A moon rising in the west. It could mean a number of things. I thought your reading of it was quite good. Something against nature. Something impossible. Something that should never happen. But that doesn't mean that's what it is. It could mean any number of things.
I see.
The frustration of trying to read her visions in the stars. Not since Talia herself has anyone been able to read it with perfect accuracy.
I know, it's important, and it was important enough for Saren to leave and get up into something. I have concerns of where he's at now, but
Rialta, can I tell you why I'm here?
Be-
Why I didn't go home?
you wanted to teach here?
I did. Wanted to teach here. But I could have taught at home. I could have gone and said I was sorry, and they would have welcomed me home. We spend, as a people, our entire lives looking to the sky for answers that we should be making for ourselves.
I see. What do you teach here then?
I teach divination of the stars. For some people, find meaning in it. Some people find a comfort in believing that their destiny is written for them, that they don't have to make those decisions. It is not an invalid practice, but I choose to believe that we have the ultimate say, that we get to decide what things happen and what things don't. I choose to believe that no one can tell us there is one right way for something to be done. I choose to believe that everyone has to handle things in their own way.
I see. There is sense in that. Not everything gets answered clearly anyway.
Few things actually do. I believe the prophecy that I read of you coming to see me was that I was going to find a dead person. Instead, it is my niece, whom I've not seen since she was a babe. There is so many things we don't understand. Two people look at the same star charts and see vastly different stories in them. For Talia, perhaps, there was a sense to it all. But she did not become Selena. She did not become the goddess of the moon and stars. She became the goddess of fate. She did not become someone who saw only one path. She became the arbiter of the many paths. So I believe that in her perfect reading of the stars, she saw that there were many different futures.
So then, I think what Saren found is going to be important. I don't know how yet, but given everything that's happened, I think it's going to come upon us.
Then it is well that you are here, and it is well that you are standing against it.
I hope so.
Not many people get to stand against Scala the way you do.
That's true.
So, perhaps you saw what you needed to see in the stars.
I hope so. Very well. I will have to think more on this, I think.
Travel safe, dear niece.
Thank you. Be careful.
I will do my best. The stars say tomorrow I'm going to have good fortune upon me. Or perhaps they say I'm going to fall down the stairs. Who's really to know? She
Maybe
chuckles.
maybe the good fortune is you falling down the stairs and into the hands of your next destined person to meet.
Oh, that's a lovely thought. Perhaps the good fortune is that I survive the fall. Perhaps the good fortune is that I don't survive the fall and don't have to live through what comes next.
Mm.
You see the madness of it all sometimes.
I know. That's what my father warned me.
Ah, I always liked him.
Yeah. I miss him sometimes. That's not true. I miss him all the time, but such as it were.
That's the trouble. Those who leave us, they don't leave us. Some take comfort in that thought that they never truly leave you. And yet that very thought gives so much pain.
It does.
My wife died 10 years ago.
I'm sorry.
I miss her. It's funny, it's not always the good moments that I miss either. Sometimes I miss the arguments. Sometimes I miss the weird little idiosyncrasies that she had that drove me nuts in the moment. But now I think back and that's what I remember.
Yeah. I can see that. It doesn't matter how bad it got. It was better than them being gone.
He gives you a long look. What was their name?
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Well, safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. And from there, I believe Caldana and Brux, you wanted to see Saria, was it? Is that what I'm missing?
Yeah.
All right. So you do make your way back over. In Lockheed's Vigilance, name pending, you make your way to the courtyard where Saria is there, and she is currently taking Yuki through some very basic lessons in magic. Yuki does not look the best today. She looks a little out of it. You can still see some tear stains around her cheeks, and she's clearly tried to get herself together for her lessons, but she seems a bit out of it today. But Saria is there, and she is working through the lessons. She looks up. Oh, Mother, welcome.
Carry on. Just sort of sit over to the side as they go through. Actually, no, I'll join them.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll sit over to the side.
There you go. Now, Yuki, with evocation magic especially, focus is key. You must always be thinking about scope when it comes to evocation magic. Are you attempting to create a flame like a match or like a fireball? Are you attempting to light a candle or light a building on fire? Scope is something that a wandering mind can quickly allow to expand, and that can get very dangerous, especially when wielding fire. Remember, just because you are casting it does not mean that you are immune to it, and too many wizards make those kinds of mistakes. So, today we'll be focusing on small scopes. I want you to light this candle. And Yuki has a candle set down in front of her that she is doing her utmost as she focuses on it to set it aflame. She is not doing a very good job, not yet, but it's just the beginning of her lessons. But Saria nods. Well, keep at it for, we'll give you 5-10 minutes and see if you're able to get it? If not, I'll come back and help a little bit more. And she looks to you, Brooks. What may I do for you? Or is this a social call?
Need to hit push to talk. It's actually not for me, but for my friend here. She actually had a question about her innate magic that I don't have the background exactly to answer.
Oh, right. Miss Ara's daughter, right?
Caldana grimaces. It's just Caldana.
My apologies. Very well. Caldana. Is there, what can I help you with? You said your innate magic.
Long story short, yeah. The mountain tieflings, that is, have made something of a science of how we access that.
Oh,
But
you're referring to your hellish rebuke?
we just call it our flames, but yeah.
Apologies. The city tieflings would refer to it as hellish rebuke. Yes, it is powerful magic, innate to tieflings. One that is it takes some practice to learn to tap into, but it can be a useful magic, particularly when under duress. She actually blushes a little bit, but shakes her head. Yes. What can I help you with? Do you want me to teach you how to use it? Do you not know?
Well, that's kind of part of it. We've made a science of learning how to use it. We don't survive without it. But she's gonna kind of look at the tattoo. What I'm about to tell you probably should not leave this courtyard. You
Okay.
don't become the Red Lady's champion by surviving something.
Very well.
And I don't want to be who I was before, but every time I tap into the hate that we use to fuel it, I slide a little closer.
You use hate to fuel it. I suppose, given the harsh conditions of the Kartok Mountains, I could see why powerful negative emotions could be used to fuel a hellish rebuke. It would make sense from a training perspective, especially if you were trying to train people in large numbers. That would be one way to go. I certainly wouldn't call it the healthiest way to learn to use that spell, but it is certainly a possible one. Not the only, though. I mean, of course, there are plenty of emotions which can draw forth that spell.
Hold on, it's just like eagerly listening, which is very strange for her.
She suddenly feels like a professor who did not have her lecture prepared. Yes. City tieflings often need to use that spell as well, especially in recent times when violence was very potent. And indeed, hatred is often one under duress of pain. Hate is a very normal fear, or rather a very normal emotion that one would use to fuel their hellish rebuke. Fear is another common one. However, city tieflings are often trained from a young age to use different emotions. Bravery, righteousness. Often they will do it out of love for their family and a desire to protect. That is a commonly used emotion to incite hellish rebuke.
Would you... I was very, very used to doing it with hate. I was very, very good at it.
Well, there is good news and bad news about that. The bad news being, of course, you will have to break yourself of that to no longer immediately go to hate when you are injured. The good news, though, is the actual process of doing so is not very different. It is the actual process of tapping into the emotion and channeling it into the mana that you use to cast the spell is not particularly different no matter what emotion you use. So once you get the hang of not immediately defaulting to hatred, the actual change shouldn't be very difficult for you. She kind of...
Suppose you'd happen to know how I do that.
She blushes again. Well, Alana, she uses a desire to protect as her way of doing so. She usually, when she takes pain or is struck, she will think about what it would feel like for her to see someone she cares about in that pain, and channel that into her casting.
Aldana definitely has that look of like puzzle pieces just clicked.
She is blushing deeper by the moment.
Oh, not those puzzle pieces.
Desire.
I'm gonna roll insight about those puzzle pieces.
You may roll insight as you wish.
No, Caldana has just figured out her own puzzle pieces for
8.
how to make this work. 14.
What are you trying to roll insight on?
The blushing.
With a 14, I will say there are some puzzle pieces to be put out there. Indeed, not only is she blushing and does she seem to have a fondness for this person, it does occur to you that the name Saria is certainly in line with a firstborn tiefling naming structure.
Aldana's gonna kind of, like, after she has the, like, realization look of how to get it to work for her, kind of narrow her eyes.
Caldana, how the fuck did this fly over your head? Your girlfriend is literally named Soraya.
And we've
I don't
both
think
been
that
struggling
one-
with that.
Yeah.
No, hold on. That one did come up in the, like, downtime conversation.
So, yep, but she nods. Yes, she sees the look on your face. Alana is my girlfriend, yes.
Smile.
Also why you took a tiefling name? Not that I disapprove that. Yeah.
She gave it to me, actually.
I feel like it's very strange for Caldana to have a look that says, "Oh, that's adorable," but
Yeah.
that's all I got there.
Yep. Oh, Yuki, well done. Yuki is currently celebrating because she got the candle to light on fire. She didn't get the wick on fire. The base of it is actually on fire. But that is close. That is close enough for her. She
Hey,
made fire.
it was not specified in the instructions.
That is true. But-
Instructions unclear, base on fire.
yeah, basically. But she is very excited.
Caldana is actually gonna kind of nod to herself and look at Brooks. I don't suppose I could talk you into punching me. Actually, we have healers here, right?
I'm sure I could manage something.
You go find me, yes.
Wham.
Here?
I mean, you're in the training courtyard. It's not the worst place to do it.
Oh god.
All right.
Okay.
Caldana.
I will try to hellish rebuke.
Caldana, roll a d20 for me and add your charisma.
14.
On a 14, you get punched. You've been punched a lot of times, and it is very difficult because immediately your brain associates pain with hate. That is how it works. You get hit, you unleash it back on somebody else. And as soon as Brux punches you, that is what you feel. And for a brief moment, you are able to restrain yourself from unleashing that hellish rebuke and reshift and focus your mind on something else. You think about, well, what do you think about?
She's taking the literal example of that Saria gave and picturing, Soraya just got punched.
Yep.
See?
So
It's terrible.
Yeah, I definitely hate it.
all right, I'll change it.
No, it's
Jesus.
fine. It's
No,
just funny.
Too late now.
No,
Too late now. You
it
can't
is
change
kind
it.
of hilarious that our NPCs we care about are nearly similarly fucking named.
You talking about
Tomato,
Samantha?
tomato, Saria, Soraya. You know,
Oh,
what's the
boy.
difference?
Chives.
Saria, Soraya, Sammy Sosa.
So, by the time, however, you have gotten your shift off that hatred and onto that more righteous desire to protect, the emotion has lost its potency and you're not able to cast it.
Does it still eat the spell slot?
Nope, you weren't able to cast it.
Punch me again.
Oh, God.
Nod.
Brux, go ahead and
Do
roll
it.
1d4.
One.
All right. Take 1 plus Brux's strength, Caldana.
Oh. The modifier?
Yeah, the
Yep.
modifier.
6.
You have a 6 modifier in strength.
No, 6 total.
Oh, 6 total. Okay, yeah. Take
She's at 20 strength.
All right, yeah.
Oh.
Take 6 damage. Brux, roll another 1d4.
I feel like I need to be here now.
3.
Take 8 more damage, and you may make your charisma roll again.
Hold on, I just had a dice here. I feel
Saria is just watching this like, this is not
my
great.
D20s are apparently gone.
Okay,
Brooks,
this is
you got
what we do.
You got some dangerous
Oh,
fists,
no.
Brooks.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Did you do it?
Retaliation.
that's a 5.
That's a 5.
Total, yes.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna inspo that.
Fair enough.
That's a good call.
I don't want to just blame Royal. 21.
Brooks the secret monk.
All right. What's your damage on Hellish Rebuke?
A lot.
77 D8.
Hold on, where is it on here? Spell.
It is D8s, I think.
I think it's
18.
It might be D6s because it's fire.
all right. So on this time, indeed, you take this second punch, and the first one caught you kind of in the gut. This one, Brux aimed a little higher and clocked you right across the face, and it hurts. It does not feel good, but you have thought about it, and you kind of prepared yourself mentally this time. You don't take it as hatred, and you instead focus on Soraya. And you know she's out there somewhere right now. You don't know what she's doing, but you know she's out there. And you wonder to yourself, is she in pain? Is she hurting? What would I do to prevent that? And that righteousness wells within you, and you growl out, and fire, just a jet of flame pours out of your mouth. Brux, take 18 fire damage.
Ouch.
To which immediately Saria's like, oh my goddess! And she is going to cast what is that called? Cooling touch? What is that spell called? Is it icy touch? What's the cantrip of ice spells?
Cal, is it cool with you if I flavor this as it's purple and she does it the right way?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you talking
Okay,
about
it's purple
like
fire now.
That's
There's-
awesome.
there's shocking grasp, but you mean the one that like does extra cold damage to undead?
No, it's just frostbite. So she's just gonna use a frostbite cantrip and kind of hold it away from you so it doesn't actually frostbite your skin and just kind of like cool it over or you got charred a little bit there.
Oof, thank you.
Uh-huh.
But
Do you guys often cast spells on each other?
not on each other, but in the vicinity.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say that as the most learned wizard here, don't do that.
But it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, on you.
Well, in the
We both
future.
had worse.
This young girl who has a lot of trauma over losing her mom looks terrified at that. Oh, great.
That's okay.
Well, hasn't this been fun? Yes, but keep practicing like that. Not on my mom, and yeah, you'll do fine. Caldana, you may now add your proficiency. Until you've accomplished this successfully 3 times, you are going to make a D20 plus charisma plus proficiency to learn how to use a different emotion. And when you have successfully done so 3 times from here, you'll be able to do it on command.
You know what that means? Someone's going to start journaling.
It's very true.
He has been
Good. You have to keep
in
doing
journal number 6.
that. No, not that journal. Your personal journal.
So
He also has been in that journal.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, at this point it will definitely be that, oh my god, mom, you've gotta take better care of yourself. Oh, I'm fine. Like that's just what's happening now, I imagine.
Kinda. I mean, you are getting ready to go to Scala's Wrath with an evil cursed sword, so yeah, kinda. But yep, you're able to get what lessons you need from Saria, and
I've been fighting since before I was your age, etc.
what wonderful, wonderful, Mom. Maybe don't do that. I just you're you're alive, and I thought you weren't, and okay.
I will grab her in a hug.
She hugs you back.
Thank you for helping my friend.
Of course.
If I didn't tell you the other day, I am proud of you and what you've accomplished.
She blushes very red at that. Alana and I both volunteered, so we're gonna be fighting in the army. Well, she's gonna go fight in the army. I volunteered to go with her, but they said I'm gonna stay here and train people. So, Robbie, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everything's going well. Hope your playthrough of Tragic Hero is going well in Wildermyth. But yeah, Alana's she's actually going to go out and fight in the army, but they've asked that I stay and train recruits. Magic instruction, of course.
That's as important as any of it. You do your part, and we'll do ours.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, so if there's nothing else anyone wanted to do tonight, going once, going twice, sold. Melody, I need you to make a charisma or wisdom save for me. Your choice.
Save.
She's possessed. She's
Oh.
possessed.
God, it has begun.
It got her. It got her.
I don't think that's what that's for.
Charisma save. All right.
Hold on.
Uh,
I think that's the rule, right?
You got it. You're a demon now.
you're good. 5 + 8. You're fine.
You're a double demon.
So, Melody, that night, you are taken to Carmen's room,
Oh my
And,
god, yeah, I forgot.
and she gives you a lesson that you are probably a little bit overdue to get,
A charisma save.
as she tells you about the birds and the bees. However, thanks to your getting over a DC 10 charisma save, you do not have a fucking panic attack about it.
Yeah, what would happen if she just goes catatonic? She just goes, oh,
It just breaks.
oh, we wake up and Melody's just like, the stork! Like,
Yeah.
no,
So-
Mr. Stork!
So Melody or Mal, you can determine how Melody feels about it, but she has been given a proper education in some of the facts of life, which
I'm
is not
assuming
something I expected
it's like-
to ever have to say in a D&D game.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Sex ed in 3 hours or less.
And you
I'm
said there
assuming
wouldn't
this
be
is
any
like
trauma.
A clinical type of discussion.
You
Oh,
are
yeah.
now certainly, yeah,
Cross sections.
it's definitely a little clinical, but you are now at least aware of how you were conceived.
Yeah.
You're actually kind of surprised that she knows as much about Dragonborn anatomy as she does.
The term cloacal
Yeah, Melody-
dilation came up twice.
Melody learned
In
things about her
wildly
body that she
different
didn't know
contexts.
Yeah.
was possible.
It's a medical
Uh,
term. It's
At
not
one
bad.
point, Carmen let slip that one of the two members of the clergy were a Dragonborn woman. So
Hallelujah.
From what fucking faith was this again?
Hallelujah.
I believe it was a Temple of Lockheed that she
Hallelujah.
desecrated.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, it was Benice Tomal, I thought.
No, it
Yup.
wasn't Benice Tomal.
It was.
No,
it
that
was.
would have been too good.
Was it? I
It
thought it
was.
said it was a Temple of Lockheed. Okay, fair enough then. Yeah. It was
It was a
Temple
temple
of
of-
Selene.
That was point 57 of the
Ah.
counter.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Well, then yeah. She taught that Dragonborn some true perseverance. Anyway,
Or that Dragonborn taught her, maybe.
morning comes around.
Grit your teeth and put your back into it. All right.
Morning comes around. Carmen is up early. She is
Yeah, me too.
gotten something to eat, and she has been packing her bag and getting ready to go. But you're all able to come down and get one last breakfast in before it's time to set out.
Eat well,
Well-
because it's going to be nothing but hardtack and whatever we can forage for on the trip, unless someone bought provisions. But
Melody
I don't like
has her
provisions.
hands
I
over
like
her
provisions.
her face.
Mm.
Kind of like well, not over her face, but like over her eyes, and she just goes.
Oh, gods and goddesses above.
now, come on, Melody, you need something. Here, bring her a big plate of sausage. Here, have one of these. Yeah, get the biggest one you got. This is a big old sausage right here. This will be good. Fill you
I
right
think
up.
Hold on, she needs some fruit. Get her some peaches.
Let me grab a peach over here. Here, I'll cut it in half for you. Just like that. Get the pit out like that. You gotta use 2 fingers on the bottom here. It's the easiest way to pull the pit out, and just pop that, and there you go. When it starts making that sound, that's when you know you got the pit. That's when you know it's gonna come out nice and easy. All right, there you go, Melody. That's good. Some fruit, some meat. It's a good, well-balanced breakfast.
Sorry, sometimes I play along too.
It's always fun when
Holy
Mom plays
shit.
along.
yeah.
It's like hearing your grandma swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure is. Melody, go ahead and make another charisma save for me.
I mean, that's a good
I'm gonna.
selection.
I'll roll this with disadvantage. Hold on. I don't
Melody,
have
if
it.
you don't eat that, I will. So you better hurry up and...
Beyond. There we go. Wow.
All right.
Thank
Uh,
God.
Melody, you're surprisingly resilient.
Don't forget to add the +3 because you're next to Farron.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
because
true.
I'm empowering you.
So yeah, with your 26, actually, Melody, you know what? You're all right.
+4 now with the stat increase we
Or-
got. My
or
charisma's
you-
18.
Or you may just not get the innuendo. But
it flies over her like as far as she knows how the act is done. There's no bird or paperwork involved unless that's like some weird well, not weird, but like some kind
Unless
of
you
like
unless
weird
you have
fetish that
yeah,
he's not
an
aware of.
avian fetish. I don't.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you guys have been, now that you're eating breakfast, it's about 10 minutes later when Callie comes downstairs. She looks tired, like she has not slept. And Varys, you are well aware that that is because she has not slept. She was up all night tinkering in your room. But she comes downstairs and makes her way over to the table. She looks serious, more so than you've ever seen her.
Melody looks at her and then to Varys and then back to her, and she goes,
She's like holding her the medallion. She is holding a small silvered medallion. It has the symbol of Laki on it. Anyone who has any kind of magic sense, if you can cast spells, you can feel an energy radiating off of this. And she looks, do you have the case?
Yes, it's in the cart. 1 second, I'll get it. He comes back with a very awkwardly case. He kind of moves some plates around and then just slides it onto the table.
Okay, then. She carefully takes the emblem and lowers it down, and almost like a magnet, the silvered piece just suddenly goes and it sticks onto it. And as it does, you see little waves of energy flow through the obsidian, and the obsidian box, like, it doesn't glow, but it kind of looks like a borealis running across it occasionally. And she nods. All right. I believe it worked.
What will this do?
Well, as I was telling Varys yesterday, there is no truly completely safeguarding against the effects of something this powerful. Lesser demons, perhaps their artifacts could be completely shielded, but this is, well, some say that Sanguine Moon drank the blood of 1,000,000 souls. It is a powerful, evil artifact. You'll never be able to fully shield from it, but this should provide you a measure of protection, and it should enforce the case.
Well, thank you.
From a mechanical standpoint, anyone who is making a charisma save or a wisdom save that is forced upon them by Sanguine Moon, as long as Sanguine Moon is in the box, you get a +5 to your roll now.
And
Total +5? Okay.
So that's including
A +2.
+2 for the
+2.
box, +3 for the emblem.
Got it. And of course, the sword is going to be in the box, right, guys? Because there isn't
Yeah.
a reason that it would not be.
Right,
Right?
the sword should be in the
That-
box.
That
Oh.
seems like a point we all agree on.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Making sure.
I would make sure to keep the sword in the box. I would not take it out.
That
I-
won't be an issue.
There is very little information on Sanguine Moon, save for the stories of when it was still in use. But it is said that of the 1,000,000 souls that it drank from, it also contains the souls of dread demons. It is widely known that at one time Scala promised the other dread demons in existence at the time that they would be the generals in her army. And when they showed up to take her up on that deal, she killed all of them in one swing of the sword.
Do you think I could draw it? I'm just kidding.
I suppose
No.
you could, but I would refrain from doing
No.
so.
No. We are going to get it. It will be secured here, at which point I will secure it with the chains, 2 sets of chains with 2 different locks. The keys will never be held by anyone that it has to hold the case. Which at the moment, no one's going to have to hold the case, 'cause it's going to be on the cart. But I plan on arranging the chains so that there are 2 loops so we can sling them over our shoulders. That way when we make our way to the mountain, I suspect there will not be many wide and open paths based on what I've researched. So we may actually have to haul this thing up the volcano. In which case, having it as a sort of uncomfortable backpack will be good. But whoever's holding the box won't be holding the keys. I think that's the best way we can keep this as safe as possible.
Agreed. I believe that is a sensible idea.
You've
Grand.
given this quite a lot of thought.
Yes, I will not let my order repeat the same mistakes of the past.
I'm impressed.
That as well. If it is all right with you, I would accompany you as far as the 2-day bridge. From there, I'll take the road south to go home to Minas Grove.
Thank you, Miss Page. You're not only welcome to journey with us, but we are in your debt. This is truly a grand boon you've given us
Well, I mean,
by your larceny.
yes. Well, hopefully the history books won't remember it that way.
You'll probably be writing them, so.
That's true. I have a lot of ideas for my next book already.
Wait, what'd you do?
I was trying to help, and
Varys puts his hand out on her shoulder. She visited the library.
I did.
And given how much more well-read she is than me, she was far more successful in finding pertinent information.
Mhm.
Isn't that right?
That's true. Yes.
Varys is getting more and more comfortable with lying. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think
he
it's a
is.
great thing right before you pick up Sanguine Moon.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just saying, it's like, all right.
So you all have a nice breakfast, and then make your way over to the Petrified Weasel, where you were told Falah would be waiting for you. You make your way into the front first. The mood in here is different than it was when you were here 4 days ago. The mood in here is now calmer. Caldana, you don't feel quite as uncomfortable being in here. There aren't eyes on you constantly. Everyone just seems a little more chill. But even the bartender, who is the same bartender that called you a Scalaborn 4 days ago, he doesn't seem to say anything about why does Caldana look like someone kicked her puppy?
Someone did.
Necklace.
The missing necklace, yeah. You are directed to, again, go around back towards Jesse Silver's office.
Here we go.
We'll enter.
Mm-hmm. You make your way over. You are, again, allowed in and taken upstairs. Her office is a little different than the last time you were here. It's a little under construction at the moment because a big chunk of the roof has collapsed in and is being replaced. So her desk has been shifted over to the side while that's working. There's also not tons of naked women in here this time. There are only 2 people in the office this time. One of them is Jesse Silver, and the other is Falah Silverborn. So, Jesse welcomes you in. Hello.
My good gentleman.
Whispers in silence. Good morning.
Good morning. We are here for the package.
Are Carmen and Callie still with us for this?
Carmen is. Callie is not. Callie, Callie heard you all are going to visit Gentleman Jesse Silver and went, no, fucking thank you.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Listen, she's a stupid girl, but she's not a stupid girl.
I have the case in my arms.
That's what you're going to be taking it in, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the plan.
As always, she has a cigar between her fingers. Obsidian, is it?
Yes, so I'm told, and given the fragility and considerable weight, I believe that to be the case.
I see. Falah, the sword, if you would. Falah has a conflicted look on her face as she looks you all over, but she nods, goes over. In the corner of the room, there is a bundle of leather wraps that she grabs. It is a long bundle. You can't see the blade underneath it, but she hoists it over her shoulder and makes her way over to you all. Sanguine Moon.
Sir Varys will slowly and very carefully place the box on the ground, lift the top off it, and set it gently to the side, like when you're taking the top off your toilet. You're like, this porcelain piece of shit is gonna crack the minute
gonna
I
break.
place
I know it.
anywhere.
Yeah.
It's gonna bust in half. I just gotta replace a valve. For God's sakes, don't do it.
Yes. She looks down at the box for a long moment. Um,
Can I make an insight check?
yeah. You can make an insight check.
I am
Ferris is just staring at her.
I am very suspicious.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Hold on.
Yeah, pretty much just watching.
15.
There's a strange look on her face, as if she's... The look on her face suggests she knows exactly what she's going to do. And there's maybe a bit of confusion as she's trying to figure out why her body's not doing it.
Are you having trouble giving up the sword?
I've been caring for it for a month now.
Hmm.
I just thought I would be the one to carry it the way there.
You'll still be caring for it.
It will
You'll
be on the
just have
cart
help.
to start. Exactly.
It will be in the box.
Think of it as sharing the load.
As she takes a step forward, Cerberus and Brooks, being the closest to her, you hear something as she gets closer, whispering, but not just one voice, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of voices, a cacophony of them, constantly speaking, pleading for help, pleading to be saved, saying it's dark and they're terrified. You hear it plain as day, but no one else in the room seems to be reacting.
Don't like that.
I'm not a fan.
That. She looks at you. Oh, you hear them too.
You've
Grim
been hearing
nod.
that for a month now.
No. Only when I'm near the sword.
Must
Even
be
I'm-
maddening.
When you're carrying it, it certainly can be. Un momento. And finally, she hoists the sword up, still wrapped in the leathers, and lowers it down into the box and takes a step back.
Ferris will gingerly place the top back on the box until it is firmly sealed.
Mhm.
And then
You-
he'll look at
Uh,
Brooks and...
Varys, make
Yeah.
a charisma save for me, please.
Oh no.
Okay.
Begins.
+3.
+5.
+5. Plus another 3.
Plus your 3, so yeah, +8 for you.
+8.
Well, it's +4 now, because my charisma is...
+9.
That's 9.
Even
Yeah.
better.
It's all here in my charisma save, I think. I get +11 to charisma saves before the +5.
All right. So yeah, you get a +16 to your charisma save.
So I only rolled an 8, so let's see.
That's a lot of numbers.
19 plus 5 is
Great.
24.
You are able to close and seal the box. But it does talk to you for just a moment. Hello, Varys. And then the box lid closes.
I'll shake my head and I'll start taking the lengths of chain out.
Mhm.
I'll wrap the first one, making a loop out to the left side, but also binding tightly around it. And I take the heavy padlock and I slip it through. After I lock it with the key, I hand the key to Rialta. I take the other length of chain, wrapping it around in a counter direction so that there's a loop coming off the right side and that it's tightly bound. I take the other heavy padlock and I lock it shut. And then I take the key and I hand it to Brooks.
Take.
And then
Alright.
I gingerly pick up the box and I throw it over my shoulders like that.
Yep.
And I will be releasing this as soon as we get to the cart.
You know,
as soon
the
as you put
entire
the-
time.
Oh, God.
Sorry, the entire time you were doing that with the chains, Melody was like for some reason following every.
Oh no, something has been awakened.
Oh God, what have we done?
Carmen gave a little extra lesson.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Start with silk, darling.
Agreed.
So Jesse Silver cocks an eyebrow at that. So, you all are ready to do this then?
Oh, if not else, who? If not us, who?
Just the point.
Rightly
Who
said.
indeed. Things are getting complicated here. The council already can't agree on the best way to move forward. I'm going to offer Sunvale all the resources at my disposal for this war. Even I don't have the resources to finance this war in its entirety, but I do have friends. I will contact them and gather up what is needed if he's willing to work on my terms.
What are those terms going to be?
That this world is different at the conclusion of this war. Humans are not going to get to remain in power like they are if you want my help.
That's something that we agree on.
Well, I'm glad you do, but the reality is that 75% of this continent is still human. There is going to be disagreement as to how this is handled. But if they want my help, those will be my terms. I'm going to demand a council formed to create a new system of government on this continent, a council that I will be leading.
Well-
In the open.
What's that?
In the open this time.
Oh, yes. I have spent enough of my life working in the shadows. Great change can only happen in times of chaos and upheaval. Too often, progress is slower than we want it to be. No more. We have a chance to make something happen here, to actually make a better continent, a better world for our peoples. And we are going to do it. Or Scala can win for all I care.
Well,
Brooks nods, crosses her arms. I find myself a fan of transparency of late anyways.
Indeed. It certainly served the Inquisitor well. Sorry. Sir Sunvale well.
well,
Hold on, I
turning
finished
over.
Bugs. Not that different from what I was trying to accomplish in the end.
I suppose not.
Well, good luck on your politics. We will do our best to make sure that there's a continent left to save at the end of it all.
As is your part of the agreement.
How do you profit from it?
In what way? How do I profit from changing the continent like that?
Yeah. You
I don't.
yourself told us that you don't do anything unless you gain benefit from it.
I don't profit from it. This is repayment of a debt.
Melody just kind of like looks at her for a long time before she steps forward. And walks over to the desk and offers her hand.
She glances at it for a moment. And then she
Here's a
shakes your
pinky
hand.
out.
She actually does chuckle a little bit at that. And then she looks at you. I was a street urchin. I didn't have any money. I went to bed cold and hungry almost every night. 2 tieflings adopted me. I owe them a debt that I can never repay. And it pains me that they won't be alive to see it repaid in whatever way I can. But Pinky swears you.
For what
Ria-
it's worth, I don't think what I've set out to do will be something I get to see.
Too many times, those of us who do the right thing never get to see the reward of it.
No. That won't stop me though.
He nods.
At the very least, we make it easier for the next person who comes.
That's true. Rialta, when we first met, you said that I wasn't using my resources to help this world. Now I have a chance to actually do it. So I will.
Well.
If they'll play ball. The boy is, as we have so recently discussed, idealistic and principled. We'll see if he's willing to play the game. If he is, his army will be fed. If he is not, I imagine he won't have power for very long.
Well, there may be many games to be at play here. And, well, remember that this is not a competition, but a cooperative play.
Wisely said.
If
Blah.
it
Oh,
helps. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
If it helps, you can tell him that I'm sort of on board with you now.
She kind of grins at that. I think like there was a time in my life where I would have taken a great deal of satisfaction in hearing those words. Oh, she glanced at Falah. That was before you. Falah. She gets very serious. Be very careful. You don't work for me, and you never have. But I'm ordering you, as your mother, be very careful. And I've seen the way you look at that sword. You are going to destroy it. Nothing else. My understood. Falah looks like a woman who is 18 being dressed down by her mother. Which is to say, pissed off. Yes, mother. I understand. Do you? Well, should you get any other ideas about something to do with that sword, do remember, it is not me that you will answer to. Over her right shoulder, a ghostly figure can be seen standing there. And at that, Falah nods, looking a little bit cowed. Yes, mothers. Understood. And she goes and stands over next to you, Brooks.
Oh,
Best of luck, whispers in silence.
Whatever your reasons for all of this, we thank you. Eyes sort of dart to fall out my side. I thank you.
The history books will remember me as a villain, as the boy was fond of saying. That's fine. I'm happy to be the villain. And besides, if everything works out, I might get to be queen after all.
Wait, what?
She chuckles. Safe travels, whispers.
Your Majesty, let's go.
Agreed.
No,
You all,
leave.
you all make your way out.
I got provisions.
Cerberus, as you are carrying this box, now very close to you, on your back. The voice is talking to you. Cerberus of the Order of Oak and Ash. one of the mightiest orders in history and my favorite opponent. I greatly enjoyed any time we would cross paths, cross blades. Oh, happier times.
Where's the cart?
You make your way up towards the northern side of the city, where you actually originally where you you would leave out of the southern gates. So you make your way to the District of Culture, past the great Colosseum, where there is indeed a cart with 2 strong horses. One of them is solid white, and the other is a deep shade of caramel.
The white horse is named Caramel, and the dark horse is named Vanilla. I'll be very angry.
Damn it! No!
Indeed.
I refuse.
Yes.
Vanilla.
No, their names are Sugar and Spice.
Where's everything nice?
In the
What?
cart.
Say, well, I'll say you guys
Ironically.
are everything nice, or in the box.
Varys gingerly places the box down and slides it into the cart and takes some stray rope just to tie it into the cart so it's not juggling around. Right. Good.
So, who's sitting where?
How big's the cart?
Cart's a good, probably 6 feet.
Oh, good. All right, everybody, the cart's gonna go at the end, and we go up the front.
Well, someone has to drive the horses.
I know, but that'll be in the front. Sorry.
So you can have 2 people up in the front on that,
I'll be
And
one
then-
of the ones up front.
and then there's 5 of you, 6 of you traveling in the. So there's 8 of you total, right? Because
Yeah.
there's Callie,
Yeah.
Fala, Carmen, and then
Carmen.
the 5 of you. Yeah. So 2 can ride up front. The other 6 have to ride in the cart. I would say 4 of you could probably be more than 3 feet away from it. The other 2, not so much.
All right, guys, I got shit charisma, so
Varys will
Welcome to the club.
Varys will
sorry.
position himself right next to the box.
Wait, what is everyone's
I think my
charisma?
camera broke.
Mine's 14.
I can
was
see you.
thinking
I can
this
see
up.
you.
It did. No, the stream one.
oh, everyone's. Oh no,
I'm frozen.
yeah, you're frozen on there.
Oh boy.
It's weird because you're not frozen on the
It's
Discord channel.
what a great what a great picture to freeze on. I look like a fucking drug dealer. Jesus.
Well,
Yeah, see? I'm gonna give you a pair of cement shoes. That's what you're doing in that picture.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll help drive the horses since natural animal empathy.
no, I had said I was going to be up front because I thought Varys was going to be, so I guess I'll just be next to Varys.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. Well, we can both ride up front. I just figured, I thought we probably want to be near the box so
Yeah.
that.
So I'll say all I actually need to know is who's near the box.
Not
Y'all,
me.
the rest, and who's driving. Those are the 2 things I need to know.
Probably Caldana and I, right? Because we're the charisma people?
I
I
wouldn't
have-
call me a charisma person.
Oh, no?
I
Okay.
mean, I
I'm
have a
14,
20
but
for my
Yeah.
charisma.
It's I was gonna say
Yeah.
that'd be Melody and Varys with the
All
highest charisma.
All right then. Melody and Varys, as you.
Or
sit
we
da-
can switch it up, and I can sit in the front with Caldana, but we move the fucking box up to the front, and you all sit in the back.
could do that.
could do that.
All
too.
right, let's
Okay.
do
'Cause
that.
then that's
All right.
Fine.
something between
So-
the box falling out and
So then, who is
Yeah.
driving, and who is driving with the box next to them?
I think that's
Me.
Varys
Shotgun.
and Melody.
Varys.
Oh,
All right, great.
Caldana. Sorry.
So Varys,
Yeah.
as you set out the sword, even though you're not intent on talking back to it, it is very talkative, and it has not gotten a lot of chance to converse over its many years imprisonment, and it's got plenty of things to say. In fact, it's got the stories of 1,000,000 people's deaths to tell you, and it starts from the first one.
You know
All
what? Maybe
right.
I should have been near the sword. I feel like I would have gone less crazy.
And that
Really?
Quite the chatty
Really?
Cathy.
Oh, okay. Let's the next one. New page.
Yeah,
Oh, and the next
exactly.
one,
Like,
new page.
Tell me more.
I mean, yeah, this was a bad idea.
you guys set out. It is about a day's trip to get to the 2-day bridge.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, that's fine. You guys set out. It's about a day's trip to get to the 2-day bridge. So you travel from dusk till dawn. Does anyone have anything they'd like to talk about while they're on the cart?
Yeah, there's a reason I wanted to be next to Ferris.
Go ahead.
So, probably gonna wait till we're a little bit out of stone's throw. So I owe you an apology.
Traverse notices this, and it's not from the sword, and there's a great look of relief on his face. Oh, you do?
For not just letting you tell Sunvale everything.
Ah,
I put
Well-
you in a shitty situation.
Well-
I did tell him. Was that
did?
yesterday at this point?
well, that's
Yeah, that was the day before.
good of you. Was it a relief?
Well, after he said he wasn't gonna kill me for it.
Well,
But again, Rialto was there to bring me back, so, you know.
he talks a big game. I'm not sure he would have pulled it off. Still, nice of you to say. But you don't owe me an apology because I owe you one. I didn't trust you. I wanted to at first, but I didn't, and I didn't understand your choices. I didn't trust them.
To be fair, I didn't trust any of you with the information that I had a demon in my head, so.
Yes, but I didn't trust that what you had was real. And people do crazy things for love, and sometimes even when it's crazy, it can create something amazing, which you did. So, I'm sorry I didn't believe in you.
Just kind of nods. I suppose we call it even then?
Yeah, let's call it even.
Promise I'll tell you if I end up with another demon in my head.
Good. I'll do the same. And if I do, don't trust me. You're a unique person, Caldana. I can see why someone presiding over Rebirth would choose you. I'm not that person. So if I cross that line, I hope you'll violently put me back in my place.
I'll do what I can. I'm very different now from what I used to be.
I think we all are.
Shit, hold on. The cat just unplugged my headphones.
Yeah, Mina.
Anyway,
Yeah, right. I think we all are. I think it's in the nature of things to change, despite how much we might resist it. Are you pleased with how you've changed?
do you mean, am I pleased that I'm not someone utterly convinced she's going to become a goddess of war and lead the Mountain Tieflings to conquer the continent? Yes.
You thought you were what?
Hey, what was that bit up there?
I mean, that's good. But I think whenever we change, we lose something, even when we gain something. It sounds like some of what you lost was probably good to lose.
I certainly think so.
Are you happy with what you gained?
It's gonna kind of Like, not even realizing she's doing it, reach up and play with the lock a little bit. Yeah.
You know, Caldana, I kind of felt the fool at one moment. Because I remember when you came to us and said the difficulties that you had with your memories. I said something along the lines that I knew deep down you were a good person. And as things continued to come out, I doubted myself. So I hope you will forgive me for bragging, but I'm happy that I was right the first time.
I am too.
Are you hearing this godforsaken sword, by the way, talking?
You hear the whispering, Caldana.
Are you hearing any of that?
I'm just now hearing it.
No, it's ever since you got close to it, you've been hearing it. Anytime anyone is within 3 feet of the sword, they can hear it.
Okay, she's just gonna glare at the box. Out of my head, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, Caldana. That's not very nice.
Only one dread demon was allowed to live in this head, and she's not there anymore.
Oh, but she didn't ask permission either, did she? And you grew to like her in time. And
Yeah, I'm
I
not
can give you
repeating
way
that.
more than she did.
Not happening.
We'll see.
Maybe to pass the time, let's share stories about what your people say about the defeat of Scala, and what mine do.
And you do. You both share stories as you travel towards the 2-day bridge. Sun is setting as you get there. The gates are shut down for the night. You'll have to cross in the morning. But it's as good a place as any to make camp right near the bridge. There's plentiful water and a nice field to camp out in. So you all begin to make camp. Will you take watches this evening?
Yes.
Yes.
Who will be taking watches?
I'll
Well,
take the first one with someone.
I'll take last.
I'll take the first. I only have to rest for 4 hours, so I guess I'll take one after 4 hours. I'll take the
Yeah,
middle
I'll
somewhere.
take the first. I can take the first with Caldana then.
Very well. Rialto and Caldana will take one.
I will.
Severus, which NPC would you like to take watch with?
Oh, I'll sit with Carmen, I guess.
Carmen will take one with you then. And Brux, I presume you would prefer to take watch with Falah.
Hey, that
You,
seems convenient.
You will get the third watch with Falah. Make sure you mark those down in the chat that those are going to happen.
Varys
As-
also.
Go ahead.
Just one quick thing. Varys will take the small trowel from his pack as we're setting up. It's really very shallow, but he is going to dig a shallow hole to stick the box in overnight, so it's very easy and clear to see. It's going to have disturbed dirt over it, obviously,
Of
and it
course,
will
yeah.
be near one of the tents, but he's just going to put it in there and stomp slightly aggressively on the dirt while he pads it down. Like, motherfucking piece of shit. I hate this son of a bitch. And yes, that does mean that he'll have to get up early to dig it up again, but he doesn't care.
That's fair. As you bury the sword, it does continue to talk to you. It's on about its 20th story of people that it's killed, but it keeps going. And it assures you that it still has hundreds of thousands to go, and
Yeah,
it
right.
remembers all of them.
You need to take a nap. Dear God.
Never sleep.
And as you all settle in to start taking your watches, elsewhere on Serene, in the remains of the Sunset Village, Scala walks among her legions. Just to the south, she looks at a massive purple worm that has been regurgitating demons, fiends, monsters, all of which are falling into line in front of her. And she smiles, looking them over. She glances over curiously then as a group of about 100 people are brought forward, caught in small villages throughout the Celia jungle. Some remnants of people who lived in the Sunset Village. They are brought over. And she smiles and looks towards them as she walks over. And what have we here, General? Survivors. They would need to be strong indeed or brave indeed to survive what has happened. She looks down. A young boy, no more than 6. She kneels. Come here, child. She motions him forward. The boy goes, like, as a boy would do, and clings on to his mother and refuses. One of the generals goes over and tears the boy away, the mother starting to scream as he is brought forth to her. And she smiles at him. Oh, so young. It is cruel indeed that you were born into a world such as this, one full of pain and hatred and intolerance and cruelty. Do you know the cruelty of which I speak, child? Have you seen it? With your eyes, with your ears? Have you been on the receiving end of it? The boy shakes his head, and she nods. Then, how fortunate that you get to die having never known it. And in an instant, her tail lashes out, and the scorpion tail embeds into the boy's throat. And he locks up and starts to choke, the mother screaming in the background before he finally starts to fall down. Not dead yet, but he's dying. She nods. Peace is the final gift that I give to all of this world, deserving or otherwise. And she stands up as he dies and then looks to him. General, I believe I made myself exceedingly clear. There were no survivors, and they are all butchered. And that is where we will wrap up for tonight.